Prophet Marshall Occurrence. So this video is going to be about life is getting too real for gang stalkers to stay relevant. Life is getting too real for these gang stalkers to stay relevant, man. Now that we got Maduro right here in Brooklyn, where I'm at right now, he's right here. You know what I'm saying? Not only is he in the same city, he is in the same borough of the city of New York. Life is too real for clowns, man. You know what I'm saying? And what you gonna realize, I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see a clown turn into a full cartoon and still don't care about none of this stuff. They ain't gonna get serious. That's what you think, right? You think that they're gonna get serious, right? You think they're gonna get serious, ain't you? They're not gonna get serious. What's gonna happen is it's gonna be like a balloon that inflates to a cartoon and just pops. It's gonna blow up like right. It's gonna turn to a cartoon and blow up and pop. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna crash out, bro. They're not gonna get serious. Okay, so listen. I can stop the video right there. I already listened. I already gave you what you need already. They not gonna get serious, right? They're not gonna get serious and say, "Oh well, you know, things are changing. I think I'm gonna stay in today and get under the blankets and chill. Give me a little soup and you know what I mean." Give me a little soup and get under the blankets. They are not going to get soup and get under the blankets, bro. I'm telling you. Like me and you, we already getting under the blankets and eating soup, ain't we? Hey, we already under the blankets eating soup. You know why? Because you a grown man and I'm a grown man. That's why, bro. We already under the blankets eating soup. They out there in the cold trying to spark meth. Yeah, that part. Out there in the cold trying to get a flame to spark meth with. Like they teenagers, man. That's the truth. Am I saying anything that's not true? That's what I'm saying. Everything I'm saying is true, bro. These people are not going to get serious. They gon' inflate like a balloon and pop. That's what they gonna do. They see all this stuff happening because they gonna realize they part of the reason why it happened. That's the reason why they're not gonna get serious. Instead of getting serious, they're gonna get depressed. I mean, think about it. You ain't gonna get serious, and you know you're the reason why. Oh, I'm gonna get serious about this. The next step that's coming is you realize it was your fault. Man, it's no secret that all this that these people been doing is the reason why all of this stuff is happening, bro. That's part of it. They gonna show you other parts that caused it, but they still part of it, and that's all I'm talking about. They gonna Jedi mind trick you. Well, look at this and look at that. Ain't they already doing that for why all this is happening? But they're not taking their part of it. They're acting like they don't have no part in it. I'm too smart, buddy. You can't Jedi mind trick me and sidestep me, buddy. You got your part in why this happened, and I don't. I just been on the defense protecting myself like I supposed to. That's why I don't got no real enemies, because everybody understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. Everybody understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, so now they want you dead or alive. As Freemasons and Illuminati, listen, I don't have to incite nothing against you. It's already out there. It's already out there. They're well aware who it is. We all know who it is. They act like they hiding behind a tree, but ain't no tree. Well, I'm not here. I'm hiding behind a tree. I'm hiding behind this tree. I'm hiding behind this tree. Hey, he hiding behind a tree, an imaginary tree, ain't he? Listen, bro. Listen. You caused COVID-19 to happen, and the prophet is the one. I put that on all my credibility. Now that people take me seriously, now you can hear the truth. Here's the truth. Freemasons and Illuminati is the reason why COVID-19 happened. Now you see why I'm on their head, and I've been like this the whole time, because I know what you didn't realize. I don't know what you was thinking. You might have thought, oh, this is just part of the end, and this is you might have thought it was a plague from God. You might have thought that, but you didn't know why it happened. You wasn't solid on it. It might have crossed your mind, but you wasn't really solid. I'm telling you, listen, man, They are one of the main reasons this happened to them. This is why this happened to y'all. These people out here gang stalking, playing games. God did something about it. He did. You just didn't know what it was. I don't see how. But see, that's for people that don't have no relationship with God. Because see, if you got a relationship with God, He gonna show you exactly why this happened. He gonna show you. And he giving you. Some people say He giving you getting dreams and visions from God. But then why He ain't show you what happened with COVID? Why are you trying to rebuke COVID? It makes sense to me. You know, I'm not the smartest man in the world. But if you really got a relationship with God, wouldn't He be showing you what happened with COVID? Instead of you talking about we gonna get rid of it, and God getting rid of it, and the Lord didn't get rid of it. You know why you couldn't rebuke COVID? You know why you couldn't get rid of COVID? You know why you couldn't pray and fast and COVID go away? Because it was from God. That's why. It was a plague. Now, if you want to be retarded and go into the wiring of how it got here, technically, okay, then knock yourself out. Okay? But what I'm trying to show you is the real reason this is here, and it's still here. Keep in mind, people are still dying from COVID. Oh, yeah. Right now, people in the ER right now dying from it, buddy. Whether they were vaccinated or not vaccinated, or they was anti-vax, which I call anti-vax, people are still dying from COVID all across the community. Okay? You know who caused that? I was a prophet back then. You know who caused it? You know who caused it, right? Freemasons and Illuminati caused part of the reason why COVID happened. I'm telling you, this is the reason why it happened. Okay? It's been on ever since, bro. They put a virus in my body. They put a virus in my body, right? They sent somebody to me to put a virus in my body. God responded 3 months later after I was diagnosed with COVID. Now, if COVID didn't come 3 months after my diagnosis, then I'll say, well, you can say, well, he making that up. He just cutting and pasting, like I like to say. Just putting this with that. Cutting and pasting, right? But you can't say I'm cutting and pasting when it was 3 months, less than 100 days later, you got COVID, less than 100 days later, less than 100 days later, 100 days later. Less than 100 days later, after my diagnosis, 3 months, y'all got COVID-19. I got diagnosed October 21st, right? Somewhere around there. And y'all got COVID when? November, December, January. 3 months later, buddy. 3 months later. 3 months, not 3 years, and then I say, oh, that's from God, because y'all putting COVID. And listen, and I would have a virus for 3 years and then say that. That's cutting and pasting. What I call. That's what I call that. That's cutting and pasting, because you're putting your life and what you going in your path with just random stuff that happened 5 years later and 3, 4, 5 years later. Nah, that's cutting and pasting. But it's not cutting and pasting when I tell you y'all got something as big as COVID 3 months after I was diagnosed. Look how big COVID was. Put two and two. See, some people, man, you can read people, but you can't read occurrences, man. I am convinced of that. I am convinced. They can read you, but they can't read what's going on in the world. Which one? Now, I'm not the smartest man in the world. Which one would you rather be? The person that can read people, or the person that can read what's going on in the world? You don't want to read what's going on. You want to read people, man. You listen. You're a special kind of guy, ain't you? You're a special guy, ain't you? You're a special fly guy, ain't you? You're a special fly guy. You a special fly guy, ain't you, bro? Hey, that's what I'm gonna start saying. You a special fly guy, bro. You a special fly guy. You rather read people than read what happened with COVID and read. I'm talking about the spiritual reasons. You never had nobody tell you the spiritual reasons, did you? Listen, I'm a prophet, and you know that, don't you? Okay. I'm not, listen, it's not about me. It's about my position. That's what it is. I'm in a prophet position, right? Okay. They put a disease in my body on purpose. Everybody know this in the black community. The ratchet black community know this, right? Okay. 3 months later, right? Y'all got something as big as COVID-19. Do you think that's a coincidence? Oh, so that happened to the prophet. And just 3 months later, you just so happened to get one of the worst diseases in all your modern day humanity. All your modern day history. You wind up getting one of the biggest diseases, and it's a sheer coincidence. After y'all played around the prophet, it's a sheer coincidence. It's not a coincidence. 3 months later, 3 months, COVID came after that. And look, I've been on point ever since, buddy. Now you see what I'm saying? Now you see what I'm saying, buddy? We got you. You thought you got away with it, and you didn't. You just didn't see what was going on. You couldn't read the community. You couldn't read reality. You can read people, but you can't read reality. That's why you're sitting around looking stupid. That's 7 hour. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. Life is getting too real for these little lame gang stalkers to hang on. You know why? Because look, nobody entertaining all that lame stuff you talking about no more, because it's too real out here. It's too much stuff going on. For crying out loud, Maduro is right here in the borough. Maduro is in the borough. Maduro is in the borough. Maduro is in the borough. And I'm not being funny towards him. I'm looking at the occurrence that he's here. That's what I'm talking about. Maduro is in the borough. It's not a game, bro. Listen, I've been serious about stuff. You trying to get serious. See, you forgot because you were lame. All the stuff that been done to me, I've been angry. I've been 100. I've been packing weapons. That part. You will only be getting on the wave that we already on. We already on it, buddy. You too much of a goofy clown to see that nobody wasn't playing no games, and nobody was happy with what was going on. Nobody was happy with what was going on, right? Okay, nobody ain't playing no games with y'all. Ain't nobody playing no games with you. I stay strapped. I keep weapons. Strapped as in keeping weapons. I keep weapons. I'm not playing no games. So I'm already where I need to be. You trying to muster up enough courage to be on our level. That's all you will be doing. We're already there, buddy. And I'm still making jokes. And I still got a sense of humor. That's what makes me strong. You know what makes me a strong man? I'm in my position, keeping weapons, right? And got plans to advance my weapon, which means getting bigger weapons, right? Oh yeah, I'm gonna give me a gun license and everything, bro. Listen, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. You've been a clown the whole time. And that's the truth. Now life is getting too real for clowns to hang on. Hey, no, let me check something that I already checked a million times. We don't care about no psychological stuff. That's another thing that's gone. That's 7 hour. Who cares about psychological stuff right now? And that's the end, sucker. That's how we know you still on clown time. You talking about psychological stuff. We don't care nothing about no psychological stuff. We talking about Maduro in the borough. That's what we talking about. I'm probably the only one that gonna say that, buddy. I'm an original, buddy. Go find me somebody else saying Maduro in the borough. Maduro in the Brooklyn borough. Go find somebody saying it. I guarantee you ain't gonna find nobody saying it to it like, what, 5 years later? 2 years later? I'm an original, buddy. You dealing with a competent man. I'm a competent man. You can't even get in riff. You can't even get in riff on a microphone like me. These people get on the microphone and riff and make a fool of themselves. Maduro on the burrow. Listen, man, let me tell you something, Find me somebody that's going to say Maduro in the burrow. Hey, man, listen, who you mad at? Me and yourself, bro. You mad at me? You mad at me, sucker? You should be mad at yourself. That's what you should be mad at. You should be mad at yourself. Because you done caused all these problems. And you look, let me tell you something. God ain't going to let you get away with it. That's what's so beautiful about it. See, that's why, listen, if you are a real Christian and you went through all of this stuff, now let me tell you something. This is your season. For you, look, first thing you got to do is realize these Americans are enemies. They are enemies. They are our enemies. Stop playing with it and realize it. Okay, stop being blind. You know, I'm just trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice about this. I'm trying to use more censored words, okay, for you. Okay? Stop being blind, right? These are enemies. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. That's why I'm glad these real things are happening. Because now you see stuff that's real. It forces you to look beyond conspiracy theories and see Maduro in the burrow and realize that's real. That ain't no game. That ain't no dream. You ain't going to wake up from this, buddy. You ain't going to wake up from a bad dream on this one. I'm glad, you know, if we don't get anything out of this, we get these cartoons out the way. You understand? I always been like this. I always been waiting for the real stuff to happen. I always been about this. All that cartoon, psychological, I don't care nothing about it. I don't care. That's point blank period. I care about real life, and this is what I'm talking about. Maduro in the burrow. That's what we talking about. We ain't talking about none of this little cartoon stuff, man. We ain't talking about none of that psychological foolishness. We talking about real life. We talking about real stuff, real happenings, real occurrences. That's what we talking about. And if you on cartoon time, man, listen, I figured it out. Everybody talking about they on demon time. These suckers ain't on demon time. These suckers on cartoon time, sucker. You on cartoon time. They ain't been around no demons, man. Y'all gave them too much credibility, man. How the hood gonna be doing that? You done been around all these killers. And you from the hood, you gonna say they on demon time? They ain't on no demon time, bruh. Man, that's cartoon time. I was way darker than them when I was in the world. I was way more darker than all of them. That's what they forget, man. Some of us was evil too. We was evil too. I don't lose my mind. I know what evil is. You're not evil. To me, you are a cartoon. That's what you are. I call it how I see it. If you was evil, I would call you evil. You ain't evil. You, to me, I'm not. In other words, I'm not taking something from them that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play like that. If you was, I would say it. These people are cartoons, bro. I done seen it, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's cartoons, man. We don't pay that no attention. I expect that of kids and teenagers and stuff. Walking around talking in the hallways and stuff. Like, so what? We talking about Maduro in the burrow. What you doing? You in the hallway or talking with the bums. Talking with the bums in the hallway. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing, man. That's basically it. Basically, you're in the bum. You're talking to bums, aren't you? That's what I'm saying, bruh. Well, I'm talking about sending what, $1,000, $7,000 down to Jamaica, $25,000 at a time down to Jamaica. Oh, you didn't think I was doing nothing, did you? Well, how you do that? We didn't know you had money. See, God makes a way, buddy. God makes a way. God always makes a way. We didn't know he was sending $1,000 down to Jamaica. Pathetic self. I done got so much done, it's over, bro. Now you see what it is. Now the harvest is coming in. The harvest is coming in now. Yeah. All this summer I've been going in while they was doing whatever they was doing. On clown time, huh? On cartoon time. That's what they on. Yeah, man, listen. I'm gonna tell you one thing about the hood I take points off for. Y'all let these dudes rock like they was 100. Come on. Yeah, we gotta talk about it, bro. Man, hold up. Y'all let these people rock like out here like they was 100, bro. Come on, man, come on. And then we find out they ain't got no principles. They don't got no street information. They ain't got they gotta recruit thugs. They gotta recruit them people to make themselves look good, but we know they ain't have it. You know how we know? Because they shouldn't have came out here in the first place. They shouldn't have came out here in the first, for what? For who? For me? Look what happened to them when they came for me. Man, stop playing, bro. Stop playing, man. They listen, they trying to clean that up by recruiting thugs in the hood. You know what I'm saying? We know you just got recruited in the last 5 years. And how long this been going on? How long this been? Okay, so then you just came into it. But I can show you before you all this clown work, all this foolishness, all this stupidness, and guess what? We taking points off in the hood. You know why? Because the hood let them rock like they 100. The hood let them rock like they 100. You let them rock like they 100. Come on, man. Listen, you did. I'm gonna tell you what you did. I'm gonna tell you why you did it. You did it because you heard that big name, that Freemasons and Illuminati, and you thought they had some type of heavy credibility like the streets didn't. That's the truth. That's what it was. See, so right there you kind of get back in the positive a little bit, right? Because we understand why, right? But then what happened after a certain amount of time? And then we take points back off again. Because look, after a certain amount of time, you're supposed to ran that up off the block. That's what I expect. I expect you to see, oh, that ain't nothing going on. Oh, we gonna get that off the block, bro. Nah, that's for sure. We getting that off the block. Like no different than rats and snitches and everything else. But you know why you ain't do it? I'm gonna tell you why you ain't do it. And this is where we put points back off. This is where we take points back off again. You took money and gift cards from these same people, didn't you? The hood did, didn't you? You did. Yeah, you did. These chicken heads, you took money from them, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You know how I know? Because I'm not stupid, bro. The hood ain't gonna be motivated for nothing. They ain't gonna be running out here for nothing, for no money. So you came out here for money. If it was Jamaica Queens, they had all them chicken heads running around out there for money. You had all them chicken heads out there for what? For free? For free? They ain't doing nothing for free. The hood ain't doing nothing for free. I don't care which hood it is. I know hood principles. That's how I said, listen. Somebody that really know the streets, you ain't gotta spell nothing out for me. I already know. Ain't no way in the world you're gonna get all these people out here for nothing now. For nothing. No money. You crazy, man. Listen, I already know you was handing out something. And see, my point is this. You can't sit up and let these secret society people, seasoned society, we're gonna call them seasoned society. The seasoned society. These seasoned societies, listen, man, they walk around like they got some extra seasoning, don't they? Seasoned society. Hey, you can't act like they was out here by themselves, bro. That's how you need to hear it. You acting like they was out here by themselves, bro. Man, come on, bro. How all these people gonna be in a secret society? You utilized them. Some of them was, and some of them was utilized. Right? Some of them were not part of the group. They just worked for them, which is guerrilla warfare. They utilized the community. That's what guerrilla warfare is. They utilized the community, man. That's what you did. That's what you did, bro. That's what I'm saying. So see, they too scared to tell the hood, oh, well, y'all was part of it too. I'm not scared of you. I'm going to tell you, you was part of it too. The prophet gonna tell everybody, nah, you was. Now you trying to renege, like we say in the South. You trying to renege on your position. Like in spades, you got renege, right? Right. You trying to renege on your position. That's all you trying to do. I know how to play spades, buddy. You know how to play spades? Well, listen. You play spades with your family. That's how you know you're a black family. Do you ever play spades with your mom and them? I done play spades with my mom and them. Listen, hey, you done play spades with your uncle and them? Well, then you already know you're in trouble. You came out here and you boasted of books you didn't have. Let's talk about it in terms of spades. In terms of spades, you came out here talking about you got 88 books, 10 books. Yeah, we got about 8 to 10 books over here. What y'all gonna bid? Oh, we gonna bid 80. We gonna bid 80. Okay. They got 80. We gonna bid 80. We gonna bid 80. Was that an 8 in there? You said 8, right? 80? We gonna bid 80. Hey. You gonna bid 80, right? So we start going along. Oh, we look at our hand. Well, hold up. Hold up. How they got? You ain't say nothing, did you? Oh, you start laughing. Hey, hold up. No, hold up. Your partner gonna get mad. No, I bid 80. Your partner mad. Now, what you talking about, boy? You can't play no card. How they gonna bid 80 and you just bid 80? No. Watch this. Don't trip. Hey, y'all talking over the board. Hey, that's old school. Like, y'all talking over the board. Hey, nah, listen. Hey, listen. We got 80. That's solid, right? We got 80. Yeah, we got 80. How much you got? Well, I got 2. Okay, then boom, we got 100. We bid 100. Watch this. They don't know what they doing. Watch it. Boom. We gonna draw all them spades out, make you kick all them, because I already know I got ace, I got king, I got queen, I got jack, I got 10. My partner got 2. Boom. All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get rid of my club. Let's say I got some clubs. I got ace of club. I'm gonna go ahead and get that. I got diamond. I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Boom. Okay. I know you ain't got nothing higher than that. I got the spades and everything. Now, the only thing is you might cut it because you ain't got no diamonds or you ain't got no clubs. Okay, we'll let you get that. Boom, you might cut it. Okay. But then directly after that, I'm gonna let my partner get his books, and then I'm killing everybody after that. See, that's our real killer. See, in spades, some people don't become killers. No, you don't understand what spades really is. Spades creates the killer. If you got all the spades, all you supposed to do is wait for your partner to get all his or her books, and you kill everybody else. You don't say, oh, well, I'm just throw this out. That's an amateur. Amateur gonna say, oh, No. You wait till your partner get all their books. She got, like, say, for example, 2 books. I got 8 books, right? You wait till all your partner get all their books. Once they get them 2 books, I'm going in. That's it. I'm finna cut it. She throw out whatever he or she throw out next. After them 2 books, I'm gonna cut that and just start killing everybody. Ace, king, queen, jack. I know you can't beat it. And you know some people don't actually understand. They don't actually get the epiphany. That's what you're supposed to become. You're supposed to become the killer. The person with the spade is supposed to kill everybody. But you still play with them. I don't play with them. If I know I got all the spades, I'm going to let my partner get all his or her books, and I'm killing everybody else. I'm getting my partner out the way. Now, you can't see a stupid person, you the killer, but you killed your partner books. So because you start throwing out spades, and you forced them to throw out their little cards that they had, them little 2 books, that don't make sense. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to wait for your partner to get all their books, and then you don't care about nobody else. That's how you're supposed to operate, buddy. You supposed to, once your partner get them 2 books, you already got 8 books. You got the ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8. Let's just say that, something like that. On down a little bit till you got 8, right? You killing everybody. You killing that, you gonna force them to put out all them spades and kill them weak spades and win the game. And win the round. That's how you're supposed to operate, bro. So I learned to become like that in real life. You take that and put it in real life, man. You let your good people do what they do, and then you come in and you show no mercy, bro. I show no mercy. Okay? We in real life. Y'all played with the field. Y'all came out here and played with these people. That's the spade. That's a cut. I'm killing you with that spade. Go ahead and give me your spades, bro. Whatever little lame reason is your spade, go ahead and throw it out. Whatever they was talking about, that's your spade. Whatever you believed and what you heard, that's your little weak spade. Go ahead and throw that out, and I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna beat that. Go ahead and throw it out. Go ahead and throw it out. Go ahead and throw it out. Whatever you heard and you couldn't prove it, that's a weak spade. Go ahead and throw it out. That's it. And I'm gonna go. Listen, I won that round. I won that book, and I'm gonna get another book, another book, another book, another book. You marrying children in America, right? That's the ace of spades right there, buddy. You marrying children in America. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? You didn't know you was marrying children in the United States. You didn't know they was marrying children in this country, did you? Oh, it's real dark now. You feel the darkness, don't you? You thought you was on demon time, buddy. You feel that darkness? You feel the darkness, don't you? Yeah, buddy, listen, you a clown, bro. These people pathetic, man. Stop playing with me, bro. I done been around real killers. People that don't put people in the graveyard. They still in the graveyard. You on clown time. You're watching the internet. You should take the phone from all these suckers. That's what's making them think they hard. The phones. Them phones, man. I'm telling you. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. I make videos, but you see, I keep it 100. I don't conform to none of this stuff that's on the internet and on these phones and all of that, bro. I sound like somebody that don't even got a phone, don't I? I sound like I don't even got a phone. You know what I'm saying? These dudes, bro, let me tell you something. The only way you think I sound like a phone is I got a little bit of modern slang. I'm going to stay up on the slang, you know. Come on. I'm going to stay up on the slang. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to say they got ownership over that. I'm going to stay up on the slang because, listen, I'm going to have somebody on my side that's talking the same slang. That's how I'm going to get it. That's how I'm going to get it, sucker. Because I'm going to have somebody 100 on my side talking to all the modern slang and everything. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that. Well, we made that up. Oh, so you thought you did. So you thought you did, didn't you? So you thought you did. Listen, bro. Listen. I'm from North Carolina where all the folk come from. All the spades, all the stuff, playing spades, all that stuff. All the soul food, everything. And we don't care about them lanes down in Charlotte that don't leave Charlotte. That's the next step. Okay, I got the phone, but I took it somewhere. You didn't. You stayed back in Charlotte with the phone. And you thought you was going to do something there. Listen, Charlotte still ain't got no superstars at the end of the world. You still ain't got nothing. All that talent in Charlotte, you know why? I'm going to tell you why. You want to know why Charlotte didn't make it? Oh, listen, I had to do this, man. I had to do this. Why Charlotte didn't make it? Well, Charlotte didn't make it because you refused to have the balls to leave Charlotte. For all who count, y'all should have left. And you shouldn't have came back until you got it. Your family told you the perfect plan in Charlotte to stay in Charlotte and let your talent work out here in Charlotte. Did that work for you? No, it did not. You know why you ain't working to work it out? Because there ain't no machine in Charlotte. Where's the machine? Charlotte should have had a major record label by now. Atlanta got one. Atlanta got several. Why Charlotte ain't got a major record company? Oh, that's it right there, buddy. That's 7 hour. That's 7 hour. Give you 2 of them, buddy. And that's 2 and 1 right there. Listen, Charlotte, why y'all ain't got a major record company? Don't get mad. Listen, why you ain't got a major record company? Everybody making money down there, huh? Well, then why you couldn't start an imprint? Oh, is that too big of a word for you? I'll just state a record label then. Why y'all didn't make a record label? Imprint. You could have started a record company, right? An imprint. You could have got your own distribution. You could have did what Master P did and hustled tapes out the trunk, right? With your own little label. Got it off the ground, got the notoriety, got the publicity, and then somebody want to come and do business with you and give you some paperwork, right? You ain't never get to that point. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. You didn't do what Master P did. Master P went to California. Master P didn't go to New York. Master P went to California, hustling from the South. Come on, man. Master P couldn't even stay. Some people say, yeah, I'm like P, I'm going to get it out the South. You stupid. You ain't even know how P did it, sucker. That's 7 hours. Well, show me how P did it. How did he do it? Huh? P didn't stay in New Orleans. P went to California. Like I did. I went to California. I left North Carolina and I didn't go to New York. I went to California. I'm glad I did too. Because if I would have went straight to New York, I would have got discouraged. No, that's real. That's real. You would have seen all you got to do, all this hustle and bustle and everything. You would have got discouraged. You would have been overwhelmed. I went to Cali. I went to LA. I went to Los Angeles. That's the first place I went. That's the first major city I went to. That's why I'm not scared of nobody. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Think about me being scared of you and come on, this lame neighborhood. Stop playing. Stop playing with me. I said I went straight to LA. You heard me? Huh? What you do? Now imagine me being scared of you. Stop playing with me, bruh. And if you're retarded, you don't know what that means. That means you had enough balls to go to Los Angeles besides all the stuff you seen on TV. You got to work through all of that, all the stuff you grew up off of. Even though you know what it was, or you know what it is now that I've done it, you don't put yourself in the mindset of the person that did it, right? Well, this person had to fight through all that stuff they seen on TV, not knowing nothing about where I'm going to go. Not knowing if I'm going to be down in Compton. Not knowing if I'm being watched or in a shelter at Watts or whatever. I didn't know what I was going to be doing. No, you got to consider that. That person, okay, he went there and went to Skid Row or whatever, but he didn't know nothing about it. In his mind, he didn't know if he was going to Compton or Watts. So you got to say, okay, this person was willing to face Compton, Inglewood, Watts, or wherever to be in Los Angeles. I didn't know what I was going to be going, what I was facing. All I know is I knew what I seen, and that didn't stop me from coming. That stopped Charlotte from coming, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Let's be 100. Let's be 100. I make it look easy for these suckers in Charlotte. You scared to go to LA. You scared to come to New York. I'm up in here in Brooklyn right now with Madaro in the Barrow. You scared to come to New York. Yeah, you should have knew that was the first thing I was going to do with Charlotte. Charlotte's scared to leave Charlotte. Well, explain it intelligently why nobody didn't make it out of Charlotte but Baby, and the Baby ain't originally from Charlotte. He from Cleveland, Ohio. Go check his Wikipedia. He born in Cleveland. Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, bombs drop. Listen, the Baby, go check his Wikipedia. He not born and raised he wasn't born in Charlotte. Go check. Okay, listen. Y'all know the rapper The Baby. This is no disrespect, cause you get it how you get it, right? But at the same time, we can't leave people thinking stuff that's not true. Okay, like as if you was born and raised, like you come from the bloodlines of Charlotte or somewhere near it. You don't. He was born in Cleveland. That's funny to me. He was born in Cleveland, bro. He wasn't born in no Charlotte. So then you can't really even say that's a Charlotte person. Does that make sense? Like his bloodlines, his tribe, it comes from the same bunch of tribes over there in North Carolina and South Carolina. I can at least say my tribes, where my bloodlines come from, is from the Carolinas, from that region. He was born in Cleveland. That's number one. So scratch him being born in Charlotte like that's a Charlotte dude. How he born in Cleveland if that's a Charlotte dude and that's what a Charlotte dude is and look like? I'm not hating. I'm just keeping it 100. He's not from Charlotte. He was not. He's raised in Charlotte, but he wasn't born there. That's like J. Cole. J. Cole from North Carolina, but he was up here in Queens. Okay, like I am. I'm not from New York. So you ain't gonna ever totally give it to me like somebody born here, like a native New Yorker. I'm never gonna be considered a native New Yorker. Just like, well, you could consider. I mean, if you raised there, okay, you could be considered a local. That's why we. But at the same time, people gonna take points off and say, you know what, you wasn't born here. That's not somebody of that region that was born up out of that region. He wasn't. The baby wasn't born up out of that region. You go check his Wikipedia. I ain't lying to you. I keep number fact. I didn't even know. I just went and checked the Wikipedia. He not even from Charlotte. He's not born in Charlotte. He was born in Cleveland. I'm just saying. You still and the punchline is that means you still ain't got nobody that was born in Charlotte, that come from Charlotte, born in Charlotte. Like Petey Pablo say what? Born and raised, North Carolina. Born and raised. It's one thing to be raised, born and raised. He wasn't born in North Carolina. He wasn't. And that's all I'm talking about. Think about that now. He wasn't. That's that. Okay? I'm just saying. Now you mad at me because I'm telling you the truth? But what? How I'm saying it? How I'm presenting it? What? What's the problem? He wasn't born in North Carolina. He wasn't born in Charlotte. That's the bottom line. Charlotte thought they quietly had a superstar, didn't you? You thought you quietly had one, didn't you? Well, here's the punchline, buddy. He wasn't born in Charlotte. I can't make that. Listen, I don't know what to tell you. But I can tell you this. You still are yet to have someone born and raised like everybody else got. Every other city got one but you. Everybody else got somebody born and raised that became successful and became a star. Charlotte, who's born and raised in Charlotte? You can't say me. You can't say nah, because you disowned me. Listen, you defecated on me. Who is born and raised in Charlotte that became a star? Oh, Jodeci. Did Jodeci make any Charlotte songs? Jodeci didn't make no Charlotte songs, did he? So most people that know Jodeci is from Charlotte, oh, you didn't think I knew, did you? Come on, man. That would make me a lame if I didn't know Jodeci was from Charlotte, right? Come on. They did a song with Pac. I know all about that, How You Want It and all of that. At the same time, they were in that song, Charlotte. Listen, I'm going to tell you, this is the biggest fumble right here for Charlotte. How Jodeci going to get on the song with Pac and not drop Charlotte in the song? And that's where you come from. You done finally made it. Where you with Pac. How you ain't going to drop Charlotte in there somewhere? Wow. Wow, buddy. Wow. This is hip hop, by the way. So you can get away with a little Charlotte, what's up? Where you at? Bah. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Because it's a hip hop song. Now, I know, listen, I'm gonna tell you what happened to you. You got so used to doing R&B songs, you didn't realize you was on a hip hop song when you could just shout out Charlotte. Charlotte. Why you couldn't do that? Or get Pac to say, oh yeah, you know my city is Charlotte, man. Drop a Charlotte line on there. Oh, I got you, bro. I got you, homie. Pac would have said that. If y'all just really talk to him, yo, man, we come from Charlotte, man. Drop a little Charlotte line in there, man. Drop a little Charlotte line in there, bro. Oh, okay, y'all come from Charlotte. Okay, I'll drop a little something in there. Yeah. Got Charlotte feeling me, say something like that. You know Tupac say something. Got Charlotte feeling me, me and you, like, so it's a female song. Oh, me and you will go through Charlotte, we'll slide through Charlotte, blah. Couldn't say that. That would have been hot. We'll go down south and go to Charlotte. Boom. Something like that. What's wrong with that? Drop the ball, fumble the whole situation. No, so nothing. Hey, song came and went down in the classic and didn't say nothing about Charlotte. Can't be mad. Listen. Hey, that's a shot. I would have, if I was Jodeci, I would have just said Charlotte. Something, man, come on. That's our country, North Carolina. Come on, something, come on. How you gonna get on a song with Tupac and you don't say nothing about Charlotte? This is a hip hop song, so you can ad lib and say just random stuff. Charlotte, where you at? Boom. Just one ad lib and everybody would have hung on that same ad lib. Charlotte, where you at? And that's all we needed. You think Tupac gonna say, nah, scratch that, bruh. You talking about Charlotte, bruh. We don't know. Come on, man. You think Tupac gonna say, come on, man. Should go ahead and scratch that, bruh. Gone now. He gonna say, oh, you represent where you from. I respect that. Boom. Why not? You on the song with Tupac? I would have said it. Hey, I'm on the song with you with Tupac. I gotta represent where I come from. We made it. Right? That part. We made it. Hey, I gotta say something. I gotta put. Hey, Tupac gonna start smiling. All right, go ahead. I ain't mad at you. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, Charlotte, where y'all at? Where we at? And now you know where you coming from. Boom. Why that didn't happen? Now you tell me, man. You tell me, bro. You tell me. That's all. Strange things have happened with that city, bro. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I know if you're on a rap song with Tupac, you should have said Charlotte. You should have said Charlotte in there somewhere. Even at the end. At the end, Charlotte. Come on. Once you done the hook, you done the whole song. You can't just ad lib at the end because that's all they're going to do, an R&B singing at the end. They're going to be doing all that, you know. Go ahead and throw Charlotte in there at the end, bro. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Okay, at least you can say, okay, we can put it at the end of the song. Boom. Ain't nobody mad at it. You done got it all done. You done got everything said out the way. Now you back to the hook. Now you ad-libbing on the hook. I know how R&B singers is. We all know. Now you doing the last ad-libs on the hook. The last hook. Right? You can't say Charlotte in there somewhere, bro. Man, come on, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. Listen. Just keep it 100. You ain't think about it. Just as a musician in Charlotte, you ain't think about that. Just keep it real. Just keep it 100. You ain't think about it, did you? Man, come on, man. Listen, that should have been done, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. You tell me what it is. You tell me what it is. Because you want me to have pride in something that defecated on me. Listen, that's a different situation, ain't it? That part. It's one thing if I ain't say, it's one thing if nothing really didn't happen. But we all know, don't. Okay, then. So, I think I'm playing my position quite well, don't you? I think so. Because I'm keeping 100. Listen, I'm keeping it 100. Why Jodeci didn't say nothing about Charlotte? Why they didn't make a Charlotte song, Charlotte Nights? When you talk about your woman and you going through Charlotte and saying, what happened? Why was there no Charlotte songs? You tell me, bruh. All these other R&B singers make songs about their city and make a little R&B song. Why they didn't do it? You know why? Because listen, you was too preoccupied with the big city, I guess. You was too preoccupied with the big city. Well, yeah, think about it. All you think about is what you see in front of you. I know, I've been there, done that. But you ain't take time to say nothing about Charlotte, did you? Well, I don't remember. Maybe it's a B-side song I don't know about. Hey, I could be corrected. But I don't know about it. It ain't out there to where I've heard it. And I done listened to a lot of music, bro. I listen to all the funk and everything like that. I listen to a lot of old school music, bro. A lot of old school music. You know what I mean? And I never heard on the radio or anywhere on the internet, I never heard a Jodeci Charlotte song. That was my whole thing over the years. And if you were real Charlatan, you should have said that too. Hey, listen, what's wrong with stating your opinion? You letting the singers know any other city would have said the same thing. Why y'all ain't drop us a song, man? Y'all got all that success. Why y'all ain't drop us a song talking about the city? That ain't trying nobody. That's being 100. As a black man, that's being 100. Why you ain't drop us a song, bro? Man, come on, bro. I'm done with it, bro. I done said what I need to say. Look, let me tell you something, man. Charlotte, you shouldn't have played with me. Because, listen, I done been all over. You know what I'm saying? I done been to the West Coast, the East Coast, North, up here in New York, all the boroughs, all of that, bro. And you can try to destroy my reputation now. Listen, buddy, you shooting yourself in the foot. Listen, y'all didn't even have nobody. You still don't got nobody that somebody can say is born and raised in Charlotte. Who's born and raised in Charlotte that was really shouting out Charlotte and doing, and you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Come on. Shimon, bro. Say it like Michael Jackson. Shimon, man. Come on, Shimon. Shimon, bro. Shimon, bro. Listen, man. Listen, it's the end of the world, and Charlotte never even had no superstar. Everybody else did. Atlanta, you can't even tell me how many stars came out of Atlanta. I just say Young Thug for right now. That's most relevant, right? I just go with Young Thug for right now. Young Thugger. I go with Young Thugger right now. But so I can go into Outkast. I can go, come on, Goody Mob. I know the history, but I'm just say Young Thugger right now. But look, y'all, what Charlotte got? You tell me why Charlotte is 4 hours away from Atlanta and they never had properly networked with Atlanta. Bombs drop, buddy. Bombs drop. Why is Charlotte 4 hours away from Atlanta and they never properly networked with Atlanta and got nothing out the mud with Atlanta? You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Somebody's born and raised in Charlotte. I'm gonna tell you why that never happened. Because Charlotte never knew how to submit to other cities. Charlotte got the funk, right? An arrogant person with the funk, you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing. Cause they make other look. And I admit this. Being from the South in Charlotte, you gonna make other dudes look corny, right? Like I do. I do it all the time. I make dudes look corny because I'ma sound more Southern and black than you, and my mentality gonna be more Southern than you and blacker than yours, and you gonna look like a clown trying to play with me. That's what a Southern dude's supposed to do to these Yankees and these city dudes. I'm supposed to make you look corny. I'm supposed to make you look like you an extension of me instead of you being above me. Imagine that. But see, what happens is they don't learn. You gotta crawl before you walk, buddy. Which means every other, when you talk about the music business or the business in general, you have to submit to somebody else if you ain't got it. Charlotte had the talent and the funk, but you did not learn submission. You either had to submit to New York or Atlanta. You did not submit to either one. That's why you didn't make it. If what you should have done was, because Atlanta been on since the 60s and 70s. I mean, we can go, how far you want to go back? I mean, so Atlanta been on. You know what I'm saying? You should have submitted to Atlanta soon, from back in the day. But Charlotte wanted, I'm telling you how they think. They wanted to be on their own, like they can stand on their own and we gonna do our own thing. I'm telling you, that's what it is. Man, I'm from there. I know what I'm talking about, man. I know how they think. They gonna think everybody else corny, and then they gonna think everybody else the competition, and we gonna just do our own thing. We don't want to be with them. Nah, they corny. We want to be on our own. Even listen, this is what you don't understand as a hustler. Even if they are corny, you gotta submit to them. You don't go to a job and talk about, this dude corny, look at this cornball. You don't care if he corny or not. This is your manager. You just take one look at him and almost laugh. Oh, this dude corny. Right? You ain't gonna take the job because he corny. No, it is the same thing. Are you gonna take the job because he corny? Or because he corny, you ain't gonna take the job? You gonna take the job? Yeah, you are. You don't care if he corny or not. You gonna get that money. You gonna get up on your feet. You don't care if he a cornball or not. It don't matter to me. No different than how these other people are corny. If they corny, they corny. Listen, I'm gonna get what I need for me. And now you see what I'm saying. Charlotte, you didn't do that. You gotta admit it. You did not come to Atlanta and submit to Atlanta. I said submit. I'm not talking about brothers and sisters walking side by side. You wasn't walking side by side. You're yet to walk side by side with Atlanta. Atlanta done took off. It will never be, Charlotte will never be like Atlanta. No, see, these are the politics that nobody want to discuss. Charlotte and Atlanta. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Charlotte and Atlanta. Charlotte, why in the world you didn't make it in Atlanta is 4 hours away? No, that's 100. A soldier like me, listen, I can walk to Atlanta. I could walk. No, me, I could walk. Now that's soldier stuff, bro. That ain't no crackhead stuff. That's soldier stuff. I'm a soldier, buddy. I can walk to Atlanta if I needed to. And I probably would like to just to see the routes. Hey, because war pop off, where you gonna go? I'm gonna go to Atlanta. I ain't staying in Charlotte. All them ignorant people in Charlotte. No, come on, listen, you don't want to hear. You don't want me to be real with you, do you? You want me to be nice. You want me to be nice. I want to be brutally honest. That's what I'm gonna be. Look, if war pop off, you gonna stay in Charlotte. I'm gonna go to a little county. If I need manpower, I'm going to Atlanta. Oh, they got money, they got everything down there. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Charlotte was 4 hours away from Atlanta. A Greyhound trip, you would have got there the same night. Why you ain't go to Charlotte? Why you ain't go to Atlanta with the Greyhound from Charlotte to Atlanta? That's another thing when I'm talking about Amtrak and all of that. It ain't like you got to take a plane. You could basically walk there if you had to. I bet you could find someone who did it. I bet you could find somebody that walked from Charlotte to Atlanta or Atlanta to Charlotte. I bet you can. There's plenty of them. I bet you they got the story. They walked from Charlotte to Atlanta. It ain't that far. All you gotta do is take a. It'd probably be like a 2-3 day trip. Bottom line, guarantee you, 2-3 day trip. For me, probably like a 2 day trip. Walking. That's walking. I take time off to rest, and that's a 2 day journey, 3 day journey for me at best. Okay, explain to me why Charlotte, over the years, decades, let's say over the decades, why Charlotte did not network to get opportunities from Atlanta. I'm not talking about stripper opportunities. I'm not talking about these little clothing opportunities, these little lame opportunities. I'm talking about mega huge opportunities where you start having Charlotteans network with Atlanta and learn the game. So even if you didn't want to go to New York, you could have went to Atlanta. You can't say Atlanta dude's corny compared to Charlotte. You can't say that. You can't say that. So you can't say Atlanta was corny compared to Charlotte. Oh, anybody gonna say yes? Is somebody gonna say that? I'm talking about the further we go back too. The further we go back with like Goody Mob and Outkast and all of them, you gonna say they was corny? I know you wasn't. You was sitting there smoking weed, listening to all that music. Come on, stop playing. You was listening to all of that. We all was. Okay, so then why you didn't go down there? Why you ain't go to Atlanta? Why Charlotteans didn't go to Atlanta? I'm gonna tell you why. Because they ain't, listen, even if you did go, you did not submit. You got drunk and thought you was better than them and went back to Charlotte. You know the type. These old school dudes get drunker. I'm going back to Charlotte. I got my own talent. It started with R&B. It started with the old heads. They had talent and went to Atlanta, got drunk and thought and came back and talking about they gonna do their own thing. I know you know how Charlotte dudes are. Come on, stop playing. Stop playing, bro. I'm telling you what went wrong, man. I'm trying to show you what went wrong. Y'all did not submit to Atlanta. I'm talking big dog talk. I'm not talking little lame pee-wee talk. Y'all did not submit to Atlanta, bro. That's what you should have did. They had a basketball team before we did. They had a football team before we did. I'm pretty sure the Falcons was out before the Panthers. They had superstars. They had Gladys Knight. They had all that, man. We all know that. They had talent. They had all the stuff down there. Why? I'm gonna tell you why you didn't do it. We Charlotte got talent. It's the South. It's the soul. It's soul down there. So I'm never gonna say something that's not true. You got talent, but you didn't know what to do with it. You didn't know where to go with the talent. Even me, I didn't even know where to go, cause there was nobody leading the way. There was nobody that had done it, you know. So I just went along where I felt like I wanted to be, and it still worked out for me as far as who I am as a person, you know. But as far as putting on and getting on and putting others on, Atlanta is where everybody should have went, in Charlotte. Because they similar to us, first of all, so we ain't going to be too far out of pocket. We go down there, we talk in our own accent and language, and our own, you know what I mean, our own Southern style. They gon' embrace us. That's what make it so messed up. Florida, and all these other people talk differently, so differently from Atlanta. Charlotte and Atlanta people almost talk the same. You ain't noticed that? They almost talk exactly the same, because they almost from the same region. Without thinking about the state, they almost from the same regional area, right? They only 4 hours away. How much more differently can you talk to me, and you only 4 hours away, right? How much more differently can you talk as far as accent, and we only 4 hours away from each other? So if you listen to Atlanta people, Charlotteans, they kind of sound the same. Even when you listen to them rap, they sound kind of like we sound like them. They sound kind of like us. So explain why it didn't happen. I'm gonna tell you why it didn't happen. You didn't learn to submit. That's what it was. You didn't learn to submit, bro. That's what it was. You got to see. For a black man, it's hard for him to be cool sometimes and learn how to submit and be cool. See, back in the day, that kind of mentality wasn't taught. You was taught to get it out the mud for yourself. Do your own thing, which I respect. But it don't always work like that. You know, the cards don't always fall in your vicinity like that. See, for Atlanta, for whatever reason, you know, it just worked out. It was in the cards for them. You know what I'm saying? That's just basically how it was. You know, they got a football team, a basketball team. They started getting taken seriously. Keep in mind, they had Martin Luther King Jr. That put a spotlight on Atlanta. That did it too. You know, Martin Luther King Jr. being from there, and the singers, Gladys Knight, all of that, man. All them singers and the other singers that came from Atlanta, that started making Atlanta get taken super as serious as New York and everything. It was basically the New York of the South. I'm pretty sure they said that a million times. But Charlotte wasn't there. Charlotte wasn't there. Charlotte is one of them cities that look like they got potential forever. They got potential forever, and that's what'll mess you up about Charlotte. You'll go there and you'll see all these black people, all these beautiful people, and you'll see all of the soul, the music, the food, everything. Dudes riding around, cool and real, everything like that. You're like, oh man, I like this city. But then now, I want you to hold that thought. I want you to check yourself. But why nothing never happened from your first impression of Charlotte? Why nothing ain't happened since then? No, think about your first impression of Charlotte. The very first impression you got, right? Now, what year was that? Your first impression of Charlotte, what year was that? Now, why nothing didn't happen after that? You said it had potential, right? You said these beautiful black people with talent and soul and everything, et cetera, woo, 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 right? And they got all this, they got food, they got soul food, everything down there. That's what's gonna get you, the food. The food gonna get you. In Charlotte. Oh yeah, you go down there, eat that good soul food. Oh, that's what's gonna get you. Why nothing didn't happen? Why nothing didn't happen? I'm gonna tell you why nothing happened. Because the big dogs did not learn, the people with talent and the big dogs did not learn to submit to Atlanta. They wasn't, who you gonna get to teach you that in the South? We don't learn submission as kids. We don't learn to submit to another man. We don't learn to see, New York know that. New York know I gotta crawl before I walk. So I gotta go out here and do whatever to, like with these other people to get my stuff off the ground. We wasn't taught like that, man. We thinking we gonna get it out the mud, and we never did. That's what I'm trying to show you. Now you explain that. I'm gonna explain it. We should have submitted to New York or Atlanta. Either one, you take your pick. You could have submitted. You could have came up here and submitted, and stayed up here and submitted, and learned the game, and brought a record company back down to Charlotte. Or you could have went to Atlanta and submitted, and got a record company down there in Atlanta, and brought that back to Charlotte. See, you don't want to hear this, man. See, that's what I'm trying to show you. See, instead of you thinking somebody always trying to criticize you or thinking you a dumb person from the South, I'm showing you what you could have did. See, one thing about Charlotte, people always think somebody think they don't like Charlotte because they from the South. It ain't cause of that. It ain't cause of that, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that at all. You know what I'm saying? My main thing is this, is they did not learn to submit to nobody else. That's my main complaint. They didn't learn to submit to nobody else. You gotta submit. You gotta learn submission. If you ain't got no machine, and you ain't got no record companies, and you ain't really got no money, no loans, and nobody can loan you no big money, and you ain't got that big hustler money like that, then you gotta submit to somebody that do. But see, if you ain't listen, I'm telling you what it is now. If you one of them ignorant people that kind of hate on other people, like they do, some of the people do in Charlotte, and you get drunk and you hating on somebody that got it, that part, you know what I'm talking about now. You know what I'm talking about. Now you down there in Atlanta hating on people because they got money. You know what I'm saying? Your mind in the wrong place, bro. Like, throw it off. A lot of Charlotte people is throw it off, bro, and you know I'm right. If you from there, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so then see, that's your hang up you got to work on. That's your cultural hang up that you had to work on. When you should have went to Charlotte, Atlanta, you should have submitted, had your little drinks or whatever, and keep your mouth closed. Soak up all the game and let them come and embrace you. Yeah, you kind of cool, bro. You ain't said that in a while. Now they trying to talk to you. Yeah, you cool, bro. What's going on, man? Nothing, man. Just, man, trying to get this music off the ground. You know what I'm saying? Trying to network down here. You know what I'm saying? We only 4 hours away. And so many people know Charlotte. I mean, they ain't going to do you too dirty. They ain't going to do you too dirty, bro. Because you from Charlotte. Oh, yeah, we know about Charlotte, man. Yeah, they ain't going to do us too dirty. They ain't going to do you too dirty, bro. You know what I'm saying? They see you a good brother. They ain't going to do you dirty, bro. Now times have changed. You know, the last time I was down there in Atlanta, man, I was already tipsy, right? So this was last year, right? This was last year. I was in Atlanta last year, right? That's just me moving around. So I'm down there tipsy, drinking wine. I'm on the Greyhound, tipsy, saucy. I'm super saucy. I'm like, as soon as I got to Atlanta, I'm saucy, bro. Straight saucy. So I'm just like out getting the breeze, you know what I'm saying? And a dude came up to me. He was like, "Yo, you want some, get some. I can get you some alcohol or whatever. Don't you know I was so tipsy I done walked off with the dude. I'm so tipsy I done left the Greyhound. I'm walking with the dude. Me and him walking. He gonna take me to a spot to get some alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So we go in front of this apartment complex, like around the area where the Greyhound is. We ain't venture too far from it. So you can't say I'm a scary dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking with this dude and everything like that. And so like I say, I'm already tipsy. I don't really need it. You know, that kind of situation. I don't really need it. And then, but I'm so tipsy and feeling so good, you thinking a little more will be a little good, you know, that kind of situation. So I'm like walking with him. So we go around the block. I know about Blue Magic. I mean, not Blue Magic, Magic City. I know. I used to see that all the time when I used to go to Atlanta, right down there by the Greyhound. Okay, so we was like around that area, right? So we walked around and then past Magic City, and let's just say it like this: when you come out the Atlanta Greyhound, we bust a left and went around the corner and on down to these apartments on the right. See, even though I was saucy, I always remember. That's one thing about me. More, if I don't black out, I remember everything that happened. It don't matter how tipsy I am. You know what I mean? If you drink and you forget everything, you need to leave it alone, bro. If you one of them type of dudes, like, I remember everything we did. We bust a left, we went around the corner, and then these apartments was on the right. There was the sitting area in front of this apartment place. So I sat down, and there was security inside the apartment place. So he went in and talked to him, but he probably already knew. I'm street smart. Now I realize he already knew he couldn't get in. But he was trying to play it like that for me, to throw me off, right? So he was saying he could give me a bottle for like $15, right? So he started talking to me while I'm pulling it out. But I'm pulling out, like, I got my money in like this little envelope, like an old one, like your grandma. I got the money in the envelope. I'm pulling out bills like that. I ain't even say, because I ain't got no wallet or nothing. So I'm traveling on the Greyhound. I got my money in like a little and so he looking at me. He probably, how he seen that? I got my money in a paper envelope. He probably thought, oh, this dude, I got this. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, just saucy doing me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, he gonna give me a bottle. He said, yo, can you give me one for me and my girl? So at that moment, I'm tipsy. I'm thinking like a homie. I got you. I pulled out another. I took the money back from him and threw him a 30. So for him to give me, I got me 15. Gave him 15. This is how he did me, right? So he sat down. I sat down like with these sitting area in front of these apartments. Everybody know which ones I'm talking about. Down in front of the Greyhound. So he go in, like I said, he started talking to somebody, whatever. The dude was expressed basically, nah, I can't let you go in. So he said, hold on, stay right here. So he came out and told me to stay right there. It started raining and everything. It started drizzling. So I'm just sitting there. But after like 10 minutes, I already knew he got me. You know what I'm saying? I already knew he got me, man. He went around the corner when he couldn't get in. He said, yo, just wait right here. Man, come on, man. I ain't no okie doke. After about 10 minutes, I realized he got me. I'm like, let me go back to the Greyhound. If I wouldn't have done that, I would have missed my bus. If I would have sat there on principle, like, I'm going to get my $30, I had money, so I wasn't worried about it. I had just got $500 from my old lady, so I paid for my ticket, and I had the difference. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't worried about no money, like no $30. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to trip. Another time I might have would, but that's how they get you, because they know you ain't going to trip and you traveling. That's traveling money. You ain't worried about that. And he seen the money I had anyway. So a hustler gonna know you ain't missing. You ain't finna trip up. You ain't even gonna argue with me about that money. You just trying to get by. That's how it is. All you think about is that bus. You ain't worried about no $30. He know that. He know you ain't even finna start no problems. You got more money on you. You think about. That's the first thing you gonna think about. I got more money. I ain't tripping, bro. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But I was thinking about that money, of course. I think about every dollar I lose. It took me a couple of days to get that money off my mind. Till I got me some more money. Once I got me some more money, I felt better. Once I got some more money, I felt a little better. You know what I'm saying? I got past it. Because now I'm seeing me spend money past that money, so I feel better now about it, you know. But at the time, I'm thinking, damn, that $30, man, that could have been this, that could have been that. That could have been this, that could have been that. But then once I got to Dallas and I got me another bottle, I was good. Once I got me another bottle, I was good then. What I was trying to get down there in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Like once I got to Dallas, Texas and got me another bottle, I was good. I felt better. But then I felt really better once, because then you thinking that could have been that money for this bottle. You know, you still thinking about that. So I had to get more money to get past that. But my point was this, like, you know, they'll kind of do you, people will do you dirty a little bit. You know what I'm saying? People do, like, I went through that last year. They'll do you dirty a little bit. But not too dirty. Not too dirty, man. You know what I'm saying? Some things, like, among us as black people, we charge it to the game. You know what I'm saying? I charge that to the game. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know how dudes are. You know what I'm saying? I already know how it is. And you see all these people up here at this Greyhound, you're going to get over. You're going to try to get over on these people. And you know they're going to be drinking. He caught me just right. I was tipsy, but I wasn't stupid. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, all I did was put a little more trust in somebody. That's all. And that happened to the best of us, man. You know, I just put a little more trust in this dude than I should have. But I could have been straight street smart and didn't even say nothing to him. See, that's the thing about somebody that got intuition. I can go to one extreme or another. I can just have total guard up on everything, and you can't get in, you can't take no money from me, you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or I can let my guard down trying to be cool with somebody and trying to get something going and get played like I don't know no better. So that's the gamble, man. You know, that's the gamble that happens to the best of us, because it's not even that you don't have intuition. You gonna just put your guard down for a good person, or what you perceive to be a good person, or just for you to get what you want for the moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's my last little situation in Atlanta. See, you can see I move around. You know, I even have been through Atlanta, but I ain't even on the music tip no more. But I'm just showing you that why this stuff didn't happen. This stuff didn't happen because you know, in Charlotte, it really didn't happen because you didn't submit to Atlanta, or you didn't submit to New York. And Atlanta would have been a better fit. You know what I'm saying? Because people gonna show you love down there. You're gonna be able to meet a woman your speed, your understanding, you know what I'm saying? That southern lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Where she might let you rock and do your music or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know, we kind of talk the same language, man. She had that kind of same understanding. See, if I could do it over again, I might have went to Atlanta as opposed to even California. I might have went, because if I would have did that in 2001 when I first left, 2001 Atlanta was still like the 90s back then. It's a whole different animal now. But it's worse than the Midwest. I wouldn't go to Atlanta. No. It's too, like, I gotta be up on my feet to go to a city like that. Too many hustlers and everything like that, and killers out there, and for you to be slipping out there, man. That's like going to Chicago and slipping. Atlanta, the same thing. You can't do that. I wouldn't try. I mean, I'm not saying it ain't no room to move around, but nah, that's too risky to me. That's too risky. I ain't scared of it. I'm just not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what level they on. They on the level of a lot of money. That's all I need to know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need to know. But you say New York is the same thing, but New York ain't got the same mentality as the South. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all got surveillance. See, the balance is y'all got surveillance. Y'all got you got Maduro in the boroughs. You know what I'm saying? How dangerous can it be? They gonna put surveillance all in Brooklyn. That's how you know it's here. They ain't gonna have a South American Venezuelan leader here, and you can just do anything you want to do in this city. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just come here and just do anything and everything in the city like this. You know what I'm saying? Since 9/11, you can't just do any and everything in a city like this. And that's how it is. So, you know, it's just, I understand, you know, I understand what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Charlotte missed the boat because Charlotte didn't want to submit to nobody. Me, I just went out as a young man just trying to go and find my way. And I still became a great person from my experiences and from my things that I learned. You know what I'm saying? Going to LA, going to the West Coast, then coming back down, going to Florida, living in Florida, and then shooting up to New York in 2012. So, you know, that was 13 years ago since I've been in New York. That's why I don't let nobody here treat me like I'm new to this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't new to this. I ain't new to this at all. You know what I'm saying? I've been here in New York off 13. This is going to be 14 years being in New York. Off and on. So that's almost 6 years away from 20 years. I'm new to this, and I've been here almost 20 years. Come on. You can compare it against other stuff, but if you look at the time frame, you're being corny. That's enough time to understand anything I need to know. Especially already having a sense of intuition and all that, and being spiritual, and being a spiritual person. Come on, I don't need to see what you misunderstand. Even if you don't really feel like I'm a high caliber street person, I'm a high caliber spiritual person, and that's what's gonna balance it out. Where I understand certain things based on my spirituality, as opposed to just my street intuition. So see, that's why when you listen to my stories, it's not just based on one dynamic. It's not based on just street caliber. It's based on spiritual caliber too. And that's what made up the difference until I really got to a place where, you know, I have really moved around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I done felonies when I was a kid, like I always tell you, but you know, I didn't start doing felonies when I was an adult like these other people. They started doing felonies when they was a grown man. You know what I'm saying? I did felonies on that when I was a teenager. You know, so I mean, that's just food for thought, you know, but the balance came where, you know, basically me being a spiritual person, that just kind of balanced everything out where I still could see stuff and understand stuff. Excuse me. Even though I wasn't no drug lord, I was never no drug lord. I ain't never have no dope houses, and I never sold no weight. I ain't never sell no kilos and nothing like that. But like I like to put it, I got my feet wet. I got my feet wet where I understand what it is. I've made a crack transaction. I've been on the block and made a transaction. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I done been robbed, I done shot guns, I done held guns in my hands and shot it. Like, for people to understand that that's the beginning of the psychology of being able to shoot somebody. You first start to shoot guns first without shooting somebody. Without shooting somebody, you learn to first hold the gun in your hand and shoot the gun. You know, that's the first thing that happens. For most people. You don't just go to getting a gun. I mean, like, maybe some of these crazy white boys do. They get a gun and they just go straight to work, don't they? They go get a gun from the pawn shop and go kill people. Ain't never shot a gun in their life. Like, but the average black person, man, we grew up shooting targets, shooting in the field somewhere, shooting in the backyard somewhere. That's how it always happened for most of us. You know what I'm saying? We grow up around people that are older than us that sell drugs, and they put us on to selling drugs. Our friends, usually our homies, our comrades, one of us out the crew start selling drugs. That's how it always happens. That's what most dudes gonna tell you. Somebody that I was hanging with, that I grew up with, he started selling drugs before I did, and he put me onto it. That's how. I mean, so my point is, I'm bringing it into reality how this stuff really happens in the hood, because these white boys don't really know. You know what I'm saying? They act like we just wake up one day as super thug, like X-Man, tearing off our shirt, jumping out the window and start selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like some comic book superhero crack dealer. Like some superhero drug dealer or something, man. Like, it don't happen like that, man. We grow up with these people playing video games, eating cereal with the same people, shooting BB guns, doing stuff the kids do. And then one of us out of our friends or out of your friends gets serious and out there in the streets, and they start selling crack, and then they put you onto it. And that's how you're easy to do it, as opposed to some strange person in the alley. You ain't gonna go with that guy with drugs, and he's selling drugs, and you don't know him, he's a strange person. It never works like that. It's always somebody you know and you grew up with, typically somebody you grew up with, and he gonna make it comfortable, because this is a person you know. So he gonna break it down to you, understanding you as you are, and he gonna tell you, yo, this is why, boom. Next thing you know, you feel very comfortable doing it because this guy right here does it. This person I know does it. You feel very comfortable doing it. You know, so that's enough right there for me for credibility, because everybody out there gonna tell you the same stories. These black people gonna tell you the same stories. They gonna say I grew up with somebody and they put me on or whatever, or I was the first person out of my crew but then I met this older dude that liked me and he liked how I moved and he put me on and I put my friends on, whatever. Or you might have been a dude, like I said, your friend got on first and he put you on. Or whatever. And you may have took it to a certain level, you may didn't. But with the drug dealing, it's all about the geographics. You might have family that sell drugs, so you're going to be deep in the game. You're going to be very deep in the game. And you're going to be protected, well protected. So, can I really say you out here? Not really, because your family going to protect you and you're going to be in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not throwing that at people that I ever knew that sold with their family, but it's not like you out here in the danger zone with the streets, because you got family that's in it. So you know what I'm saying, you're well protected for the most part, and you just jump right into it. But I give you respect for being a hustler. Oh, I give you respect for that. And having a cool family that's down like that. You're gonna that's a different lane. You're gonna get that kind of respect. You know, but just like that, you just came out here and you jumped on the block and you was the boss. It wasn't like that. You grew up in it. Your family had it first, and then they gave it to you. They gave you the game next. You know what I'm saying? So you got them kind of people that their family was selling drugs, so they just jumped in. See, that's why it's all about the geographics. You got to listen to people. You got people that came through it with their family and everything like that. Like, I met a hitman for the mafia for the Italian mafia when I was in Seattle, when I was in the West Coast. When I was in the West Coast, I met a hitman that went city to city killing people, and he was a Mexican dude. You're gonna be like, well, how he get in the mafia? Because his wife was Italian, so he told me his whole life story, how his wife was Italian, and so he literally married into the mob through his wife, and she was just she was a jerk. You know, she used to, I think she told me when she get drunk, she used to call him racist words, and she was like one of them type of Italian women. So, but she definitely used to call him racist slurs and everything. He went through that, but he used to work for her family. He married into the mob and got cool with her family, and so he was out here in the country in America killing people. So I met him when I was in Seattle, and he told me his whole story. You know what I'm saying? And this cat was I would have never thought it. You know what I'm saying? At face value. But that's the best. You know, at face value, he looked like a normal, everyday, common person. Nothing intimidating, really. But it was funny because he was like, you don't seem to be scared of me. Like, I mean, this is kind of fun. Me and him hanging out on the town. Like, he befriended me because, like, I was one of the first persons he met. I think that's what it was. He was tipsy that day. He was drunk that day, quite frankly. I was working at a shelter because when I was a young man, I used to help the homeless when I was in the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? When I was in Seattle. So I used to clothe the homeless. I used to go get we used to get a whole bunch of nice clothes donated. Like, so nice, I used to wear them, the clothes. I used to get some of the clothes for myself. Everything, jackets, nice sport designer jackets, everything. Just imagine just like rich people just donating stuff. That's how it basically was. So my job was to go down into this basement of this homeless shelter called Seattle Union Gospel Mission. So I used to have to go down into the basement and get all these different clothes, a certain amount of jackets, shirts, pants, and set them up on racks and sit and bring them up to this sanctuary area, like a church area, and I would bring homeless people in. That was my job. That was one of the positions for the shelter. They gave me the job because I was young and energetic, and so I would bring in the homeless people and sit them down and let them come up. About, I forget, like 2 or 3 or 4 at the time. About 3 or 4 at the time, and they'll pick whatever clothes. I put some fly stuff on there, like all the time, right? So like while I was doing that, this hitman came in off the streets, drunk. So drunk I could smell it. I still remember that day. And he was trying to talk to me, but I was like doing my job or whatever. So I was like so preoccupied with that, he left that day. He came back and joined the program where I was at, right? So I was like one of the first person he seen from that other time. And so that's how me and him just kind of started hanging out. So like when we was hanging out one day walking through Seattle, you know, I used to live in Seattle, right? So we was walking through Seattle and he was like, you don't seem to be scared of me. He said, mind you, I'm a 21-year-old kid, right? I'm 21 years old, and I look like a 21-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he was like, you don't seem to be scared of me like that. I was like, I don't know. I you know, I already had my own story. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I told him, you know, but that's how I know he was a real hitman, because you wouldn't say that for no reason. You wouldn't just say, oh, you don't seem to be scared of me. He just wasn't used to people that wasn't scared of him, right? So anyway, That's what he said to me. I can't listen. That's no lie. That's no lie. That's no lie. But ultimately, the mob, he was supposed to do a hit in Seattle, and he didn't do the hit. And the mob sent him a bus ticket back to Jersey. So anybody know the East Coast, know the mob, where the mob at? I don't, but he basically was in Jersey. So if you know about the mob being in Jersey, you know this is a real story. So I don't know, but it is a real story. I mean, but you can confirm it. So he was like, he got to go back to Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And he don't know if he's gonna die because he didn't do the hit. That's what he's telling me. So now he's telling me his whole life story. Now as I'm taking him to the Greyhound, the shelter, seeing how energetic I was at that time and competent I was, that they gave me the responsibility of taking this grown man to the Greyhound. Like me, just me. But they didn't know his whole story. He didn't tell them that obviously he was a hitman for the mafia or nothing like that. He didn't tell them that. I'm pretty sure he didn't. But I don't know why they gave me the responsibility of doing this. But so when he left, I had the responsibility of taking him back to the Greyhound because I knew where it was and everything. That's how I was as a young man. I just good with geographics. That's why if anybody label me as a special need or a weirdo or artistic, that's ridiculous. I got a great sense of direction. I got all kind of maps in my head from different cities. I can go to one city and know exactly where I'm at. I got multiple maps in my head. So so I knew what a Greyhound was, and I took him. So on our way there, he was telling me these stories about how he used to go to town. He used to kill people for the mafia. And he was even telling me how he used to sharpen bullets. I don't know how real this, I don't know if he was exaggerating right here, but he told me he used to sharpen bullets where they could just penetrate through walls. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is what he told me. But he said he didn't know if he was going to die because he went to the, he didn't do the hit and everything like that. He told me that much. He told me he worked for the mob. Like I said, his wife was Italian. She was a racist. She used to call him racist slurs when she'd get drunk. And he didn't do the hit out in Seattle, so they just sent him a ticket. They just knew where he was, I guess. I guess he told them where he was. And they just sent him a ticket. And he told me he didn't know if he was going to die or not. That's what he told me. This is a hitman. He said, I don't know if I'm going to die because I didn't do the hit. Right? So I told him, me being a Christian, this is how far back I go as a Christian. I gave him a Bible. I gave this dude a Bible. This hitman, this dude that go town to town killing people. I made it my business, especially being a young dude, a young Christian, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be extra zealous, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I gave him a Bible, you know what I'm saying? I put the Bible in his hand. And I can say I did that to a man that really was city to city killing people. And I'm glad that's the impression, because my stories would have paled in comparison to his. I'm glad that's the impression that I left on him. You know what I'm saying? That I gave him a Bible. He might be a preacher somewhere in the country somewhere. And he telling the testimony where this young dude gave him a Bible and he became a Christian. So I gave him a Bible. I told him that I loved him. He looked at me strange when I said that. And that was the end. He got on that bus, he got on the Greyhound bus, and that was the end. So, that was me at 21 years old, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm 44 years old. So see, me, before I even really gotten out into the world, what's that, 18, 19, 20, 21, my first 4 years of being an adult, I met a hitman for the mafia, so it's just like, for me, I guess I started to be around, because of my traveling, I started to be around everything that I emulated or anybody else emulated. You know what I'm saying? I've been around so many killers. I mean, and remind you, when you go through the shelter system in America, everybody's not going to tell you they killed somebody. But a lot of times they have, because they ain't got no family, they ain't got nowhere to go, and they've been living this rogue life of killing people, or haven't had a crazy life where they just running from the law. or they actually got away with it, and now they ducking off in a shelter. You know what I'm saying? And so I can't even tell you how many killers I met in a shelter system throughout America. I'm talking about the whole American shelter system. I can't even tell you how many killers I met. I would never know. You know, because it's just common sense that they gonna duck off in these shelters. If you killing people and everything, or you catch a body, but you was lucky enough to get away with it, and the police ain't on your trails, where you gonna go? You gonna go to a shelter. You go to a shelter, and the longer you in that shelter, it's gonna be a good alibi of who you are, and they even gonna vouch for you. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. They gonna even vouch for you. The people that's the leadership of the shelter. So I probably was around a lot of killers even in the shelter system. The first time I went to Los Angeles, I met a killer as soon as I got off the bus. This dude once we got to know each other, he told me how it feels to kill somebody, how good it feels. That's how I know it was real. See, it's always these things that make you know it's real. Ain't nobody gonna lie about nothing like that. This dude was telling me how good it feels, the satisfaction, the pleasure he gets out of killing somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm sitting there like I always have been, just sitting there listening, soaking this stuff up. You know, I'm like, just listening. But this dude wound up being a good, cool person with me and everything, and showing me respect in the end. You know, when I was in Los Angeles, this is in Los Angeles. You know, and last time I seen him, he was like, "Oh, they go the man I want to see. This is a killer." He talking about, "This is the man I want to see," but he ain't had no money, he ain't had no food, so I bought him some food and stuff that day. You know what I'm saying? And see, I just met so many killers. I just started to know personalities. That's just, some people get stuck on this like hip hop poser type of killer where they move in silence and all that kind of stuff. I've met flamboyant killers. I've met many different types of personalities of different types of killers where it ain't no certain type of personality. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. It's not. For people that talk like that, you ain't really been around no killers. You going by what people tell you in the culture. Killers move in silence. The only time a killer moves in silence is when he doing what he doing. And you know, concerning what he has done, okay, he gonna move in silence according to what he's done. Okay, but when he is his own person, when he got his own personality, he ain't gonna just sit there and not talk. That's one type. You got many different. You got humorous clown-like killers. You got people that got like the Joker. You got them type of personalities, and they'll kill you. You got shy killers, people that's kind of shy, and they'll kill you. And if you don't know no better, you think this person's kind of shy and quiet, but he got the psychology of a killer. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the only people that you know, only people that make that mistake of thinking a killer's a certain way is these kids. You know, kids will think a killer moves in silence and all this little persona stuff that they learn in high school. But when you get out here in the jungle, what you first realize after meeting a handful of killers is it's no certain one size fit all personality. You might have a personality that's flamboyant, and this person's a killer. He's a killer. I mean, you know, and then you might have somebody that's kind of shy, like I said. You might have somebody that's kind of quiet, but not because it got anything to do with them being a killer. It's because that's their own personality. Then you might have a person that's just kind of in the balance. You know, they kind of just normal, kind of quiet, kind of here and there, and no mental sickness. Everybody that kill people ain't got mental, is not mental. You know, that's another thing. You know, everybody that has the heart to kill people are not mentally sick. So see, this is my testimony. It's not just, see, you might think I'm constantly merging off into street stuff, but it's a part of my testimony as a Christian. Like, I put a Bible in the hand of a hitman for the mafia. I mean, for these Christian rappers, they would be bouncing around, you know, bouncing around like if they done something like that, you know what I'm saying. But I have, you know what I'm saying. I actually can say I put a Bible in the hands of a hitman for the mafia. This person that was killing people from city to city or whatever. You know what I'm saying. So it's just like, you know, I've seen all kind of stuff. Like, man, I remember when I was in Seattle, I used to have long hair. So I used to have this lady that was on the streets that used to, she was in a wheelchair because she got thrown out the car by some Crips that was in Seattle, that was from LA, and they wanted to kill her or rape her. I think they wanted to rob her. And so she was watching for her exit on the highway, and once they passed her exit, she said, yo, y'all passed my exit or whatever. And I think she said something to the extent that they was going to rob her. And she jumped out on the highway, which means they was going all type of speed. She jumped out and she wound up being in a wheelchair. That was her story. And so I used to talk to her about the Lord while she braided my hair. She was in a wheelchair braiding my hair. So I would just ask around the hood, anybody braid hair around here? She braided my hair. I used to pay her and everything. So I used to pay her, and she braided my hair. She was a woman in Seattle. That was the streets of Seattle. You know what I'm saying? And you might not think nothing go on in Seattle, but it's the West Coast. That's all you need to know. That's enough said, you know. So yeah, she went. Everybody I met, I just met a lot of people that been through stuff, and some stories I probably forgot. But yeah, this woman used to braid my hair, and she, like I said, she just jumped out the car because some Crips was trying to rob her or rape her or whatever. I think rob her, and maybe kill her too. I think so. And she jumped out. She was in a wheelchair. I don't know if it was for life or not, but she didn't seem like she was getting any. I don't know if I remember her talking about getting better or not. So I don't know what she did. I don't know if she was in a wheelchair for forever or not. But yeah, so that's why I'm just very acquainted with real life. You know what I'm saying? There's no room for like. So that was me at 21 years old. So can you help but not be real? You can't help it, because all I know is real stories. That's all I know. See, once you really get out in the world, most people, if you're competent, you're going to be the person that you emulated or the person that you used to look up to. You're going to be just like that person or better. So I turned around one day and realized that I'm pretty close to everything that I used to look up to, as far as my mentality, as far as my travels, as far as, you know, everything I've been around. If I didn't do it myself, if I haven't, I've been around somebody that has. You know what I'm saying? If I've been around all type of people, so it's like for me, I wind up becoming basically, because what I feel like, this is for me personally, when I'm around all those type of people, I begin to be my own version of what they are. I take away from that. It makes it that much easier for me to be like they are. Does that make sense? And so most people would tell you, okay, how did you become a soldier? From hanging around other soldiers. How did I become, how did I get the psychology of someone that would hurt somebody? Because I was around other people that would hurt people. You didn't just wake up one day like that. So what happened? You began to be conditioned by being around other people. That's common sense. You ain't just wake up one day like that unless you're mentally sick. But if you're a normal person, eventually you was around people that had a certain mentality. Why people don't think it matters? It's the whole nucleus of what makes you become that kind of person. You get that mentality from someone else. Okay, so how did it happen? You started hanging around people that killed people, and the next thing you know, you put that with your own experiences of shooting guns yourself and doing crimes yourself. Okay, then you put all that together, and you're going to have that much more juice to do what you have to do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and so I basically became the person that I used to emulate, or the person that one day you went from emulation to being that person. Selling crack, shooting guns, being from a kid, and sometimes you don't even remember where it happened. All you know is one day you went from emulation to where you did nothing. You wasn't selling crack, you didn't shoot guns, you never held a gun in your hand, and then somewhere it happened. But you didn't know that day. It was just another day, actually. That's the strange thing about it. It just was another day. And then you turn around and in so many ways you emulate everything you thought that you respected when you was a kid and that you wanted to be when you was a kid. You turn around and now you're that guy. Now I know street people that's really deep in the streets selling drugs and everything. You definitely gonna say the same thing. One day you went from emulation to you trying to be cool as a kid, and now you turn around, man. You're everything that you used to emulate, everything that you used to look up to. You became that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I became a soldier. I got befriended by a lot of killers. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know you really got the mentality, because what you attract, you know what I'm saying, and what stays attracted to you. A lot of killers always been attracted to me, always. And energy doesn't lie. You know what I'm saying? If you keep attracting the same, but what it is for me is I'm a soldier. You know what I'm saying? I refined it. I refined my psychology. You know what I'm saying? Because there's many different reasons why I became this way. You know, because when I was young, I got bullied in school, and that's the first time I wanted to kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that's the bona fide way I became. That's the beginning how I became the psychology of wanting to kill people, wanting to hurt somebody. When somebody bullied me in school, and then once that happened, I wanted to kill that person. And that's when all that rap music and stuff became real to me. I started taking it more seriously from a real point of view, perspective, hands-on perspective, I believe. That's when it happened for me. Now your story is different, you know, but you know the day when, you could probably know when it went from just rap music to something happened to make you have that psychology. For me, it was me getting bullied in school, and I just went home and I fantasized about killing this person. You know, I can remember very well. You know what I'm saying? Fantasizing about killing this person. And that's when it became real for me. You know, so from there, that's when I started really thinking about harming people. If I was harmed or something happened to me. And I think that's why it was so more easier to think that way, because of what made me think that way. You know, so it's not just as simple all the time as, oh, I gotta protect myself out here on the streets. I just want to shoot somebody. I'm gonna shoot some. Sometimes it can come from stuff like that. Bullying. You get bullied. Now you're more quicker to kill somebody than the average person. You know, it can come from your parents being abusive towards you, and you just want to kill people. Even in the black community, it's not just as simple as street life, why you kill people, or you want to kill people, or you will. That's what another thing people don't know. You would just assume that because that person has, they're talking about street stuff, that's the reason why they will kill somebody. And to be truthful, it's probably another underlying reason, dating back to when they were younger, that why they even think to kill people, and then they just put a little hip hop behind it. And that's what we usually do anyway. Behind the trauma, behind the crazy stuff that happened or whatever, we put a little hip hop beat to it, and really is trauma or bad experiences or things we went through or bullying and everything, and we express it with the music, with the beats and all of that. But it's really all types of other stuff, including mental sickness, bipolar. Some, like I've said before in the past, a lot of so-called thugs and gangsters have mental sickness. That's all it is. That turn up, what you call turn up, ain't nothing but mental sickness. If they got medication, they wouldn't even be like that. The ones you fear is the ones that don't have no mental sickness. Like me, I don't have mental sickness. You can go. It's easy to think that. It's easy to think that, but I know I don't. Right? That's worse. That's worse. Somebody that's mentally sick, man, you go get the medication, you'll see them be a whole different person. You'll never know until they get medication. They get medication. Okay, that really was never no killer. Some people are bipolar, man. Like, you know, that's the truth. Some people are bipolar. They're not thugs. They're not gangsters. They're not people that how do I put this? That really got the mentality to kill. It's more mental sickness than anything else. You know, and then mix that with trying to be cool with the community and cool out here in the streets with hip hop and all of that. It really ain't no psychology to it. And see, that's the reason why a lot of people fall off and die, because you really never had the psychology of a killer. You know, you gotta take what comes with it. It's not cool all the time. You know, it's not. Sometimes people gonna look at you as a monster. Sometimes people gonna look at you as a monster or an animal because you do certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? And they see you as a bad person. You know, but that's what come with it. Your family might think you got mental sickness. You know what I'm saying? They might think you need to go to a mental hospital. That's when you know you really got it. If your family ain't never said you was crazy, you probably ain't got that mentality. I remember overhearing my family talk on the phone about maybe he need to go to a mental hospital or something. Nah, maybe he should go to a mental hospital. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I just sit back and listen. I ain't say nothing, but I sit back and listen though. You know what I'm saying? Because I was considered a person that was in a dark cult. It was all kind of stuff said about me and on my dad's side of the family. Not him, but like those aunts and uncles. They was like thinking I was in a cult because I used to wear black all the time. My teacher, she called my dad and complained about me wearing black. That's how corny she was. It wasn't the same clothes, sucker. It wasn't the same clothes. I just wore black every day. And she was concerned about me wearing black every day. Every day I wore black. And she actually called my dad and told him, yeah, you wear black every day. They say you wear black every day. And yeah, I've had them kind of calls from school. Like my mom, you know, this is a funny story, man. At that time, when I was in them classes, I was in a bad school for kids. The first time, man, I forgot I actually went to that school twice. What we call Street Academy. Street Academy in Charlotte was when you got kicked out of your whole school, and then you were so bad you had to go to a whole nother school with nothing but bad kids. See, it was a lot of like for example, my brother, he didn't have to do none of that. He didn't have to go to no bad school for kids and bad school for kids and all of that. Bad school for bad kids. Nah, I had to go to a school where I got kicked out of school, so I had to go to another school where it was nothing but bad kids. So it was this one dude, man. Like I think he was from he was one of them up north type of dudes to come down south and think he's so bad, right? So, we used to play basketball for rec, for PE, physical education. You know PE, right, for school. So they used to take us down to this these basketball courts, what they call the LJ Park in Charlotte, right there near Allegheny and everything. So this is like back in the 90s when it really first started, when it actually was LJ, Larry Johnson Park. But now it's something else. But it used to be his. At least that's what we thought. So we was down there at the LJ Park as recreation, recess, I guess you could say. And some people be playing basketball, but I was one of them kids that was kind of like already like a stoner, and I didn't want to play basketball anymore. I was good at it, but once I started smoking weed, I became one of them cool kids that just sat back and watch everybody else play basketball and listen to my music. And I stopped playing basketball at a certain point in my life. I done started back playing, but at that time, you know, you just kind of more laid back, you know what I'm saying? It might be because you smoke so much, you don't really want to run around, especially when you're high. And the first thing you're going to think as a kid, I don't want to blow my high, you know. Playing basketball and all that, it's just doing too much, you know, for a weed smoker, you know, running around. It's just too much. So through high school, in my PE class, man, me and this one kid, man, I forget that cat name, man. I used to always have it or he have it, man, and we'll smoke. What we used to do on PE, we had like, it was a lot of fog early in the morning, like everywhere. It was so thick that the coach couldn't see us. So we used to go walk around the track that was around the football field, and we would smoke a joint early in the morning. And so he used to play basketball. He was cool with me though, but he used to play basketball, and I used to just sit and listen to my music and sit on the benches on the benches or whatever. So that was kind of my persona. Once I started smoking weed, I just sat back and watch everybody, just listen to my music, watch people play basketball. Again, I ain't never want to play myself after that. Not really. That was my recreation, smoking weed. Mind you, this the 90s. So it's like a real weed culture. It's not like now. Everybody named mama smoked weed. See, back in the day, it was a certain type of person that smoked weed. We was a group of a type of rebels. We were rebels, we were bad kids. It was a certain type of kid, you know, and we wind up finding the best friends out of those type of kids. You know, these days, you know, you could get all kind of weird people smoke weed. You can't get that same crowd anymore because it's legal. You know, we were kids that didn't care about getting called, arrested. Mind you, you could get arrested back then as a kid with weed, and we didn't care. So it was just a certain type of kid it produced. And so anyway, back to that class where I got kicked, that school I had to go to for bad kids, where the teacher was calling my dad about me wearing black every day. So we was in recess time, PE, whatever you want to call it, and this dude who thought he was so bad, you know, he was from up north. Remind you, this is Charlotte. He was like from Connecticut, one of them kids, Connecticut or New York. I forgot where he was at. He from up here, but he was from Baltimore. It might have been Baltimore or something like that. But anyway, so he was one of them type of Baltimore kind of Connecticut kind of dudes. He definitely was like one of them type of dudes. So he always them one of them dudes. For us from the South, you know, he kind of aggravated. So he kept telling everybody he got a gun, right? This is how you know he was fake. He kept telling everybody he had a gun, right? At school. So he was so, this is how corny this dude was. He left his jacket when he could have easily just put it on the side of the basketball court, which would have made more sense. He gonna leave the jacket with the teacher and me. I'm sitting there with the teacher because I don't play basketball at that time in my life. I'm just sitting there looking around. So, kid you not, man, I was so slick at that time. He had a gun. Supposedly he had a gun in his jacket. Me and the teacher was at the same picnic table. It was like a picnic table. Me and the teacher was sitting together. The jacket was right there. His jacket was right there. I took this so-called gun out the jacket and stashed it in my pocket. Right there in front of the teacher. No lie, bro. This kid thought he was so tough and so bad. He thought he was so bad, boy. He was one of them type of dudes, talking all loud, rah, playing basketball, thinking he's so, like one of them dudes. So, like, he left the jacket right there on the table, right? Like, right there with us. So, I took the gun slowly but surely right there while the teacher was right there. Right there. That's how bold I was. I didn't care if the teacher saw me or not. Like, if he had a gun, I wanted it. And sure enough, he had something. He had something in there. He kept talking all about it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was one of them kids. He kept talking, I'm like, okay. So he left the jacket. So I'm like, I started rambling, no lie, I rambled through the jacket. I'm not making this up. I rambled through the jacket, and what I found was like the equivalent of like, it's about the same size as a 9mm, right? So I stashed it in my underwear, right? I stashed it in my underwear. He went back to the jacket. He raised hell. Oh, man, shit, man, I'm gonna get my brother to shake all of y'all down. This dude is fake, bro. He was like, look, he's like, somebody took my gun, man. Man, somebody took my stuff. Man, I said, I'm like, man, you can search me, man. I ain't got it. Because he seen me standing right there, but he ain't really want to try me, though. And just how I carry myself. I ain't play basketball. I'm one of them type of kids. You ain't see me really change my persona, you know, because you don't really see me get too excited. I'm not playing basketball. I wear black every day. He ain't want to really try me. So he just kind of, I was like, man, you can search me. I was like, look, he wanted to challenge everybody, even me that day. He wanted to challenge me. He was like, I'm gonna get everybody. I'm gonna get my brother to search everybody in here. Man, come on. He wanted to do. I remember that's all. I remember that's the main thing he was saying. He was just talking to everybody. Yeah, somebody took my stuff. I'm gonna get everybody. I'm gonna get my brother to search everybody in here. I was like, man, you can search me, man. Go ahead, like search me, because I knew I had it in my underwear, right? So he was just making all this noise all the way back. Remind you, we had to walk back. He know somebody done took it. He raising hell and everything. Remind you, I ain't even looked at it yet. I just stashed it. I just got it and stashed it. This is no lie. God knows I'm telling the truth. So I had it on me, right? And he talking all this noise about all of this stuff, like, yeah, man, like, you know, man, I'm gonna have my brother search this. He going to all the dudes because we gotta walk up. So he like just in everybody's face the whole time, trying to see who got it or whatever. And when he came up to me, I was like, I knew he could search me because he wasn't gonna find it on my pockets or on my body, like on my wrist, on my waistband. So he wasn't gonna find it on my waistband. So I was like, you can search me like that, because I knew I had it in my underwear, right? So I think he kind of just patted my pockets or whatever, and maybe he patted around me. I was like, you can search me, I ain't got it. I remember doing that. And so I was so careful, I didn't even go to the bathroom. I didn't have to use the bathroom, but you know what I'm saying, I ain't saying I was holding it or whatever, but I went straight to class. That looked even better. You know what I'm saying? I went straight to class, sat there for a while, and I just raised my hand to go to class, to go to the bathroom. When I went in the bathroom, I was like, I'm gonna go check this. Man, I pulled it out. I thought I had me a gun. I pulled it out. Man, this dude had a lighter. This was a gun lighter from back in the day. He was talking all this noise about his brother gonna come up there and search everybody and everything and all of this stuff, man. I done took the gun right in front of the teacher. He's so stupid. He left the jacket right there. That's how you know it was fake. If it was a real gun, you would have had your jacket right there on the basketball court. I don't care what people would have thought about it. You would have thought, you could have just said, I don't want nobody to steal my jacket. I would have kept it right there, folded up, right there on the side of the basketball court where it made sense, right? Where nobody ain't gonna step on it or whatever. He gonna put it right there where the picnic table at, where we at, with the teacher and me and somebody that don't want to play basketball. So anyway, man, I go to the bathroom. I go straight to class, and then I raise my hand to get out the class. I go to the bathroom, pull it out, look at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it in the bathroom stall, right? Man, this is a lighter. I found a little thing. This is how I know, because I remember the little thing when you go high and low on it, the positive, the negative. Somewhere on the gun, it was like this positive, negative sign. And then I looked at the nozzle of the gun. It was like this little part that looked like a lighter. And I put two and two together. This is a lighter. He had a gun lighter, but it would look like a real gun. It was crazy sick, though. It was crazy sick. Like, he would have been cooler just playing it for a lighter. Like, I got this cool gun, this cool lighter. Look at this, man. Like, he would have been cooler playing it for what it was. This looked like a real gun for real. But it was a lighter. I ain't never seen no lighter like that again. I'm talking about it wasn't plastic. It looked like it was steel. All of that, the grip on it, the trigger, everything. It looked like a real gun. The size of it, everything, bro. Like, and you would have been just lighting it lighting a spliff with it. That would have been the coolest thing. He should have just played it for but he's such a clown. He didn't even know how cool it was, what it actually was. So I went in the bathroom and looked at it. I'm like, you know what? I ain't even keep it. I threw it away. I threw it away, man. I threw it away because, first of all, he was looking for it like a crazy idiot. He was looking for it. And it didn't even work anyway. It wasn't even working or whatever. And I was too young to think about refilling it and all of that. So it didn't work. But I knew what it was. And I just threw it away. You know how you got where you throw away the hand towels and all of that, where you just ball it up and throw in the hand towel. I threw it away with the paper towels where you throw the little basket and little under where you get them at. I threw it in one of the little trash cans over there. I ain't even want it, man. I threw it away. I thought this was a real gun, man. This dude talking all this jazz, man, and had a fake gun up there talking about he gonna bring his brother up there to search everybody. He went that far to be lame like that. See, me, okay, when we was kids, we all had these personas that we all had, these exaggerated personas because of hip-hop music. We all had exaggerated personas, right? But at the same time, it didn't go as far as lying like that. Like lying in the school, in the high school like that. Ain't nobody was like that, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna go that far to talk about, you know, you got a fake gun and you gonna talk about you gonna have your brother coming up there. No, ain't nobody gonna go that far. But when we was kids, we did have everybody had these personas that they held to, and you exaggerated your persona because you got that from rap and hip hop. So you can't tell me you ain't exaggerated as a kid. But once you became an adult, you put off the exaggeration for what you was. You ain't gonna keep talking about whatever you was talking about when you was a kid. Right, but we all got these exaggerations, you know what I'm saying? So like, but any black person from the hood gonna tell you, I was a kid, I said I did stuff I didn't do, I emulated these other people, you know what I'm saying? I exaggerated my little story. That's what you're gonna do as a kid. You got room to do that as a kid. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have went that far as to lie like that. This dude had this fake gun, and I'm the one that stole it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that stole it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I done been one of them type of dudes that done just ate up these fake dudes, these little lame dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he thought he was so cool, man. He thought he was so cool, bro. Come to find out, he had a fake gun at school and everything. Like I said, I stole it and threw it away. I didn't want it. It wasn't working. It wouldn't do nothing. I didn't want it. But like I said, man, in school, that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things. You know, exposing lames and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Was I the toughest? Probably not. Because you still a kid, so you got them stories where, But that's being human. You know what I'm saying? That's being real and being human. You know what I'm saying? But see, just like these people in this building, you hear all that laughter, you heard all that laughter. That's people. If you pay attention to my story, that's them trying to punchline and trying to find like some contradiction. They suckers. They just like the dude I talked about in the video, man. That's how I call it. I don't care if you're a female or not. You shouldn't. If you're a lame, you're a lame, and that's that. Like, see, for me personally, I mean, I think one time I almost got in a fight with a girl. One time in school, yeah, I think so. I think one time I don't remember this girl though. That's one thing about it. I don't remember the girl at all. But she definitely. Oh yeah. I was in math school class or whatever. And man, I don't really remember what it was about, but she tried me for something, man, like that. And yeah, my teacher was like, "Oh, that's a girl, man. I don't care. I don't care." I've been like that since I was in school, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause how I feel, it's how I personally feel. If you such a girl, then you shouldn't be over here with the boys. And that goes to us being grown men. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to, like she out there laughing, you ain't gonna ever be able to make me look like a lame. Cause listen, you ain't gonna never be big enough to ever try me. And we know that. We know you ain't gonna ever. You wouldn't dare step outside this building, me and you. You ain't gonna do that. So for me, it's a lost cause. You see how I feel the way I feel. That person ain't gonna never step outside this building. So you just feel safe in this building with playing with me and playing in my face in this building. But we know you ain't in your lifetime, you ain't gonna ever be able. Now some dudes in here might, but not you. Not you, not a female. Somebody in the building might, and I still might dust them. But at least you gave it a shot, But a female ain't gonna do that at all. That's why we don't give them no respect. That's why I don't give them no respect, because I know you ain't gonna step outside this building. And with me and you, mano a mano, you ain't built like that. So then a person like me that's been around a hitman for the mafia, right? A real killers, right? And you're just waiting for a punchline where you find a contradiction. It's not gonna happen, buddy. It's too, how you think it's gonna happen with these stories I got? Huh? That's what I'm saying, buddy. That's what I'm saying. I pull cards, bro. As soon as you think I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? Like DMX say, as soon as you think I'm cool, I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's just understanding, bro. It's just understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. As a female with a vagina that ain't gonna ever play with me. That's your lane. Okay? You ain't gonna ever try me. So I ain't gonna ever let you think you in my lane. Or anybody out there with you. And I'll tell them the same thing. Oh, that's a woman. Well, she should have stayed in her lane. And dude in prison gonna say the same thing. A dude in prison ain't gonna defend no woman like that, because they gonna look at it like, well, if she was so much of a female, she should have stayed in her lane. It's as simple as that. If you so much of a female, you shouldn't be playing with no dangerous people. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? See, these are these type of lesbian type of women that they want to be dudes these days. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can't step outside this building. Me and you won't step outside this building. You know that. So then this is how far men's minds go. This is how far our minds go. Are you going to step outside this building? You're not going to do it. Where ain't nobody going to call the police. It's just going to be me and you. No cameras, no nothing. You ain't built like that, bro. That's what I'm saying. So if you ain't, then you ain't. And I don't care if you date women. I don't care if you think you, you think you Queen Latifah off or Set It Off. You ain't going to step outside this building. You ain't going to do it. And so then it's fantasy. It's fantasy football. That's what I call it. It's fantasy football where you think you playing with me, but you're not. Because as far as I see it, how I see it, you ain't going to step outside this building. Now, I'm not saying dudes won't, but I know she won't. And that's that. Okay? Now, dudes, some of you might, some of you won't. But she's not going to do it. And that's all I'm saying. I do not tolerate, whether it's a man or a woman, somebody that's sitting back playing in our face that ain't going to step outside the building. Where ain't no cameras, it's just me and you. We're going to find a nice spot. You know what I'm saying? You ain't built like that, bro. That's all I'm saying. You can sleep. You can clearly see I am. Okay? Only a real man going to say that. Where we can step outside this building, where ain't no cameras, ain't nobody going to call the police or nothing. And then we going to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't built like that, listen, buddy, you a child, and I put you in a child's place. Simple as that. You ain't playing with me. Because I know me and you know you ain't going to go to that level, are you? So you playing games. You hiding behind the building. That's how I put it. You hiding behind this building. The cameras in the building and all of that, and the phone, you can call the police or whatever, and hide behind your position in this building or whatever it is. And that's all it is. You hiding behind all those things to think, and that's how you try me behind those things. Oh, and behind the dudes in the building who you think gonna protect you. You hide behind them too. But you ain't gonna step out of all of them and me and you go outside. Man, listen, you already know what time it is. That ain't crazy. That's how. Listen, you go talk to Gucci Mane. Go talk to Bird Mane. Them real gangsters. And they gonna tell you the same thing. I ain't letting no female try me, and then you ain't gonna come out here man to man. I'm talking about the real gangsters. I ain't talking about these scrubs. Go talk to Bird Man and Gucci Mane, who threw a girl out the car. He kicked the girl out the car. I'm talking about Gucci Mane the rapper. He ain't gonna let no female try him. You know what I'm saying? These days, that's what they smoke weed and they think they on our level. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's all it is. You smoke weed, you drink, you realize what the turn up is. Men been like this the whole time. Girls just really start getting into what we've been into. They was listening to R&B back in the day. That's it. That's 7 hours. Listen, you was listening to R&B back in the day. Old as you are, you know that's what you was doing. Old heifer. You was listening to R&B back in the day. Now you know what the turn up is. Now you see how black dudes done been the whole time listening to all this hard music and everything, smoking weed. Now you see what the turn up is for the dudes. Now you want to come over here like that's what you do. Man, come on, stop playing with me, bro. I don't play no games, sucker. I tell you just like that. You know what I'm saying? And listen, hey, you don't gotta believe I'm a Christian or not. I don't care. I don't care. You already don't think I'm one anyway. Listen, I am so free from that. I do not care. I am a Christian. But I'm not a boy. I'm not a boy. I know rules and regulations of the jungle. And see, if you don't know how to do this, then listen, don't criticize it. You know what I'm saying? Cause listen, how I feel, this is wisdom. So you telling me it's not wisdom for me to point out that a woman shouldn't be playing with a grown man? You telling me it's not wisdom for me to point out that a woman shouldn't be playing around no grown lions and men? And she ain't out here, and she can't stand on her own 2 feet and fight and challenge me and fight me by myself. You telling me, listen, I'm talking about not even what happens, the challenges in the essence. She can't stand on her own, and that's what we talk about. And if you can't do that, we don't got no respect for you. That's it, and that's why I don't. I said, listen, the only time you're going to hear me talk is right here. When you see me right here, that's when I move in silence. I'm just waiting for somebody to try me. When you see me down there, up and downstairs, you ain't gonna hear me say nothing. You're gonna see me, that's me in action. Now let somebody try me. And you ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people try to find contradiction. You ain't gonna find no contradiction. I ain't no clown you can play with. I'm harder than your daddy. I'm harder than your cousins and nephews, buddy. I'm harder than you and your family. And my family harder than yours. I guarantee you they are. I guarantee you know how I know? Because I can tell how you move, and we won't move like that. You know what I'm saying? Your family, listen, your family the kind of family everybody gets shot up in your family. They shoot up the whole family. That's what kind of family your family is. Oh, I can tell how you move. I'm pretty sure your family is something like you, right? Them the type of black people, the whole family gets shot up. They go by and shoot everybody. And to a certain degree, you know, you can't kind of blame. I'm not saying it's right, but I can see why it happened. I don't condone it, but I can see why it happened. I can see why. Because they sit back like they the hardest thing on earth. Like we ain't black over here. We just as black, if not black, over here. Won't y'all tell them we just as black as they are? What they thought? Oh, you listen to these secret societies where they paint me as like I'm halfway black. You listen to that? Okay. But then on my government, I'm totally black. Man, stop playing with me, bro. They had to play all kind of games. I ain't mixed. I'm not mixed. I'm exotic, what we call exotic. That's a lot of bloodlines. You know, yeah, you got some people around you, some black people around you that's exotic. You can tell they got a lot of bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? But you know they still black, right? Okay. You can't play me like I'm not black, buddy. But you attempt to, right? And make a fool of yourself. Okay, because I just showed you rules and regulations. Ain't no, listen, if you say anything after that, that's how we know you're a sucker. Well, I mean, you ain't going to step out on your own, and then if you still hiding behind them, you proved and confirmed what I was talking about. You ain't going to step out there, you ain't going to come outside. You ain't going to do that. So then for me, being a person in reality, that's I don't play those type of games. That's real. I guess you had the wrong idea. I guess you did. Because I don't play any games. I really don't. And like I was saying, like when you're a kid, you know, everybody got these personas that they emulate. You know what I'm saying? That's especially as a kid, like when you're in your 12, 11, 13. Who you gonna compare yourself to? These big boss dudes. You gonna act like you're tough. You might fabricate some stories when you're a little kid. Okay. And you might emulate other people. That's what these rappers gonna do. See, because I know the real 50, everybody know the story, know the real 50 Cent. 50 Cent didn't make up that name. The real 50 Cent was a little dude. Okay? We all emulated these people. We made up names based off these other people. And I can show you how everybody doing it. Some people in New York don't even know that. 50 Cent, that's not the original 50 Cent. The original 50 Cent was this little, short, dangerous, crazy dude that was doing all these crimes, and he was like this little dude. That's why his name was 50 Cent, because he was like half a buck. Make sense? So they called him 50 Cent because he was like half a buck. And that's basically what it was. He was like half the size of a normal man. So they call him 50 Cent. 50 Cent got his name from him. That's the truth. So while he'll say something about Freeway Ricky with Rick Ross, and how Rick Ross got his name from Freeway Ricky, that's the truth too. It's just people emulate other people. That's in hip hop. That's gonna happen. You know, and the kids gonna do that too, you know what I'm saying? But when you become a grown man, I'm not saying those two emulate those same people, they still emulate them. But when you're a kid, you get room, you get a pass to emulate, you know what I'm saying? Because if you've been a ghetto kid, come on, you've been around in your room emulating these rappers. And then you're gonna come up with these little colorful stories and everything when you're a kid, right? That's you as a kid. You get older, once you turn 18, you won't go back into those little emulations or anything, and you wind up being, more times than not, just like I said, you wind up being the person that you looked up to. You wind up being the person that you looked up to, or better. Better at this stuff. So while they was laughing or whatever, I mean, that's not making me fraudulent or counterfeit what I just said. I mean, it don't, like I said before, like what pushed you out of high school is that, listen, you ain't gonna try me today, and I know that. That's all I'm talking about. Basically, you ain't gonna do nothing today. And that's that. That's half these black people. They ain't gonna do nothing today, bro. You gonna do something today? No, you ain't. You ain't gonna do nothing today, bro. Stop playing, bro. You ain't gonna do nothing today. We know that today. Don't we know that today? Don't we know they bitter today because we winning today and the world is ending today? They know today, don't they? They know today, don't they? They know today. They know what all this going on today. They know what all this going on today. Yeah, just keep putting that paper out, buddy. That's all you need to do. Keep putting that paper out for me to sign. That's all you need to do. That's your only job here for me. Just keep putting that paper out. Put that paper out on time. That paper, what, is 10 o'clock? That paper's supposed to get out by 9 o'clock, buddy. That part, that's 7 out. Yeah, put that paper out, buddy, on time. Oh, I get it. You thought you was doing witchcraft by handing it to me? Man, that's Harry Potter, bro. That ain't, did it look like it did something to me? I tell you, people retarded, bro. Just go ahead and put that paper out on time at 9 o'clock. That paper says 9 o'clock to sign it. Why can't I go down there at 9 o'clock to sign it? You ratchet. That's all you are. You ain't no street person. You ratchet. Put that paper out on time, sucker. That's how I talk to a lame. I don't care if it's a female or a male. Think about it. If it was a man, you would tell them the same thing. Put that paper out on time. That paper's supposed to be out 9 to 7. I get down there 11, 12, 1, 2. The paper ain't even out there. Won't you manage to put the paper out on time? Can you handle that? Handle that first. Master that first. Become a master of putting the paper out on time. Listen, man, I'm done with it. That's how I treat students. A sensei treats students like students. You're a student. What you thought because you was old, you a master? You a student. Put that paper out on time. Master putting that paper out 10 till 9. So that we don't have to sit out there and wait. Master putting the paper out at 10 till 9. How about that, buddy? Yeah, that's what we talking about here. That's what we talking about here. That's the only job you got here. Put that paper out on time here. I'm talking about the people downstairs. That's what we talking about, man. I'm staying in this little room, this little dumb stuff, man. It's set up by Freemasons, Illuminati. We done beat them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what you thought you were going to get a showdown? You already been beat before I came here? Come on, stop playing, bro. We talking about Madaro in the borough. Madaro in the borough. Yeah. Now 3 days and a half and my free feeding is officially over. Yay. My refeeding is after my fast. You know, I fasted for 7 days. After you have to refeed 3 days and a half. 3 days and a half you have to refeed. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I done that. It's 3 days. 3 days and a half after my fast, and so now I can eat normal food again. You know what I'm saying? But see, it was worth it. Look at all the stuff that got done. It was worth it. This is why I do it. This is why I do it, man. That's why I see people thought I was just going up here. You think you're making me suffer? No, listen, I get results. Oh, so it's a coincidence that all of this happened. You just gonna think it's the strength of America. No, it's not. That could have went terribly wrong. They say he was almost in the door. He almost escaped. Okay, you're taking everything for granted. You know what I'm saying? All that worked out the way it has is because this is where it gets tricky. This is where we get real masters, real chess masters, right? We don't play checkers like them. We play chess, right? Okay. So how this is gonna work is right? Because of what America has done to Venezuela, that right there, I'm gonna tell you what that's gonna do. That's gonna create more enemies for America. Yes, it is. That's gonna create more enemies for America. So it's all about the escalation. We all about the escalation. We talking about real warfare tactics. We all about the escalation. We all about all of this escalating to destroy the Americans. Okay, that's what we all about. And the more they have these conflicts in the world, people are going to turn their ears and eyes away from intelligence about terrorists that's against America. See, America has been surviving off of intelligence from other countries. Now that they're doing all of this new stuff, we're going to call it new stuff, right? But it's old stuff, right? For black people, it's old stuff, right? For real black people. They going to turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to intelligence about enemies and terrorists concerning America. Yeah, they're gonna turn a blind eye and a deaf ear every time something happens. Now that's why you know something gonna pop off, because see, in their arrogance, they're not gonna tell you the truth. You just gotta read between the lines. How many times have you heard that America has gotten intelligence from some other country about terrorists? How many times? I mean, you've heard it so many times. You can kind of you already know that this happens. They get intelligence from other countries about terrorism plots and things like that. They get it from other countries. Now that all of this is happening, where America is the antagonist in these situations, now from this point, they ain't gonna be getting all that intelligence from all these different other countries, and that's why you're gonna see it's gonna be more of a potential for major terrorist attacks against America, because they ain't gonna receive no intelligence from all these people anymore. Nope. That's why it's about to get rough, buddy. It's about to get rough. We ain't even in the first full week yet. What is the 5th? It's the 5th now, ain't it? I mean, almost. Yeah, it's almost. Yeah, tomorrow's the 5th. Yeah, it's about to get crazy. Yeah, this about to get crazy. But these people they ain't relevant no more, man. That's what I'm saying. We ain't letting them think they relevant anymore. You know, it's too real for them to be relevant. Even a lot of people that's in entertainment. I'm gonna tell you another thing that's about to go is entertainment, because these people ain't gonna be these people ain't relevant no more, bro. All these celebrities, all these you know, all these people that y'all look up to, they ain't gonna be relevant no more, man. Because it ain't gonna make sense with all this crazy stuff going on in the world. Are you gonna be paying attention to rappers? And these people that think they so bad and tough and all of that, who cares about that? You ain't nothing compared to this stuff right here. You see what I mean? Like Maduro being in the borrow. Now, where you fit in right there? I know where I fit in. I'm sending money to Jamaica. I'm sending money to Colombia. In the next 8 days, I'm going to be sending money to South America. Now, where you fit in? That's why I don't compare myself to these people, man. That's why I'm trying to show you. I don't. You know, because you didn't think I was doing anything. You sized me up. You should have knew a black man was going to be doing other stuff. Other stuff. A black man going to always be doing other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go through. Listen, I can fade. You can't fade me. You know what that means? You can't fade who I am. Like you think, some of these black people think they can fade you. You can't fade who I am, buddy. I tell you about everything I've done, and I'm going to still be real. I'm going to still be real. I'm going to still be who I am. You can listen, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm going to still be who I am. Because I'm going to still have these numbers. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to still have these numbers. Right? That's that. I'm going to still have God on my side. Now, if you're a clown and you can't keep up to who I am right now, right? Listen, that's you being a clown. I adjust every day. Just like Maduro being in the burrow. You know, some people ain't adjusted to that because they're a cartoon. They ain't even got the real energy in the air. You feel me? Nah, they don't. They still on cartoon time, bro. Playing games, psychological games in the building like Mickey Mouse, bro. Listen, bro, listen, man. I call it how I see it. I don't make no lies. I don't make lies. I don't make any lies. Okay? You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, how we see it, bro, is this. How we see it is this. Y'all are becoming less and less. You and the police, you and these Freemason police who out here with these telepath police, mind reading police. Oh, they ride by mind reading these days. You didn't know that? Okay, so these mind reading police, listen, buddy. Listen, we don't care nothing about you, buddy. You another one that's so irrelevant. You know how irrelevant you are as mind reading police? You mind reading police. Where y'all gonna be at when Maduro's in the borough? Where you at now? Where you at now? Oh, patrolling, making sure it's good. You patrolling, making sure it's good, ain't you? That's what they got you doing. But I'm sending money to South America. Everybody waiting for my next move. They waiting for you, your next move, your Freemason move. Huh? Listen, buddy, I'm always guarded properly. You ain't gonna ever get no game tag intellectual stuff. That stuff you doing, when you think you're playing tag team video games, how's that working out for you? Do you feel like it's effective in any way? In your world, listen, it's so funny that you only impressed yourself, didn't you? You ain't impressed nobody else, did you? All that little game and all that foolishness you made out there and nobody was impressed. Ultimately not. Ultimately not, right? Listen, man, bro. You make me scratch my head, bro. I'm scratching my head. That's a genuine scratch of the head. Listen, bro, you can't be serious, man. Listen, you a joke, man. Your country marries children. Your country is penetrating children with penis, grown penis, buddy. That's the real last days of America, buddy. Booyah. You up there sitting up there marrying children. You can't even, a grown man or a grown woman that's really worth something can't even look me in my face knowing your country is marrying children in America. Only these clowns. That's what I tried to tell you. They ain't on demon time. You on clown time, sucker. Well, how you marrying children but you trying to look me in my face? You can't see me, bruh. You can't see me at all. You can't see me at all. Because I'm going to put you right back in your place. Y'all marry children in the United States of America. And guess what? While Trump doing everything he ain't doing nothing about that, is he? Oh, he ain't doing nothing about the child marriage in America, is he? Oh, he ain't tackling that child marriage. He going way down to South America. he going way on down there to South America, ain't he? But he ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing about that child marriage, is he? He ain't touched that at all, has he? Has Trump touched the child marriage? He hasn't, has he? No, he hasn't. He hasn't touched the child marriage at all, has he? He hasn't touched that child marriage, has he? No, he hasn't. No, he has not. Did he touch that child marriage? No, he didn't. He ain't touched the child marriage, did he? He ain't touched that yet, has he? He hasn't touched that yet, has he? I love it. You marrying children trying to play with May? You can't be, listen, buddy. You can't produce funk like that, buddy. Man, heart down, suckers, heart down. Kiss the ring, bro. Kiss the ring, man. Kiss the ring. Not only have you made mistakes with bringing a South American president, that's real life. Boy, you in trouble, boy. Bringing a president from South America, treating him like a dog. Treating that man like a dog, man. You telling me America ain't gonna pay for that? But these ignorant people are, man, come on, man. Listen, bro, you a joke, man. Stop playing with me, bruh. Stop playing with me, bruh. Up here, a full joke over here. Can't be serious. Yeah, I'm serious. Am I saying anything that's fraudulent or fake? Nah, listen, buddy. I just listen. I got more of a flair that you're used to. I got more flavor than you're used to. That's all. That's all it is, buddy. You esteem me as corny, but you won't try me because you know I keep weapons on me, don't you? Listen, man, you come on. You know you ain't gonna try me, bro. You know you ain't gonna try me. Come on. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We know that. That's how I'm supposed to talk. I'm supposed to talk like this. I'm supposed to talk just like this with you playing the position you playing. Nobody would expect nothing different of me, buddy. I'm playing my position exactly how I'm supposed to play. Let's get that first understood. You used to them suckers. I'm playing my position exactly how I'm supposed to play it. Oh yeah, definitely, most definitely. These lame suckers playing around me and playing in my face. You telling me I ain't playing my position right? I'm playing my position exactly how I'm supposed to play a sucker. It's been like that. It's been like that. I just had other things I need to focus on, and I'm listening. Like I said, they not relevant today. Why pay them attention? Why should I give them attention? And they come up off of us. They've been doing that. They've been trying to do that the whole time, but God cursed it. Now everything, all the money they gave out, all this love they got from the community, that's gone. I knew that was gonna happen because I cursed you. Listen, all the money and everything that you got off of my back, I cursed all of that. And that's why it's nothing in your hands. It's like sand running through your hands. Like sand just running right through your fingers. You can't do it, run through your hands. You get money, you don't even enjoy it. You get food, you don't even enjoy it. You know why? Because you're cursed. That's why. You can't even enjoy nothing. See, when you're really cursed, you can't enjoy nothing. You can't enjoy food, money, sex, nothing, drugs, nothing. That's how you curse them right there. Anything you try to do to make yourself happy, we're going to curse that. Anything you try to do to make yourself find happiness, we're going to curse it. Oh yeah. I'm not ignorant of the word of God, buddy. I know it's a curse in there that's legit. Right? It's called the curse of the Lord. If you don't know about it, listen, you don't know about it. You got the curse of the Lord in the Bible. I'm serious. It's a real curse. Right or wrong. Okay, it's in there. So you either come to terms with it or you be a bozo and act like you don't know what is going on. Listen, the curse of the Lord is in the Bible. Okay, so it is a type of curse of the Lord that curse human beings and people and tribes of people. You got curse playing with me, buddy. What you thought? I'm a big dog, buddy. I'm almost 50 years old. You don't want to get me started? Don't get me started today. Don't get me started today, bro. Don't get me started today, bro. I'm a grown papa. I got a child in the world. You can't treat me like I'm your child. I got a child myself. Now imagine you treat me like a child. That's for anybody in this building. That's for any and everybody. I got a grown child in the world. My son is 18 years old. Gonna be 19 next month. Sucker. Boom. Ow. My son gonna be 19. What that tells you what I've been doing. Put two and two together, retarded boy. Put two together, retarded girl. What you think I've been doing? Hello. Hello. My son is almost 19. Telling you. You played yourself. You should have knew you can't play with no black man like that. It ain't never been done and it never will be done. And now you know. You ain't gonna play with no real black man like you tried to play with me and nothing don't happen to you. Because we going to get in the trenches. We already halfway hate this country anyway. And all I'm going to do is renege on my love for this country and get in the trenches and take care of my business. That's what I did. Did I say anything wrong? I said it right. I said it just right. I got in the trenches and took care of my business like a black man should, like you expect me to. Even if you ain't on my side or not, you should know playing with a black man, what you think gonna happen? It happened just like it's supposed to. Nothing different. I took care of my business like I'm supposed to take care of my business, like you expect me to. Yeah, you just on the losing side. That's all. I took care of my business, buddy. Now I'm sitting up like an alpha male jock talking about it like I supposed to as a black man. I'm doing exactly what everybody expect me to do if you paying attention. I'm in the position like I'm supposed to be as a black man if you realize it, if you paying attention. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, looking real stupid now. Got Maduro in the borough, the mess. Listen, that's all that's the, listen, Maduro in the borough, huh? Hey, right here in Brooklyn, what I'm talking about. I didn't know they was gonna come to Brooklyn. Nobody knew they was gonna. I thought they was gonna be somewhere. They should have took him to D.C. I'm just saying, they should have took him to Washington. They brought him to Brooklyn. That's crazy. He right here, and you know what? I know the Latinos, all y'all feel some type of way, don't you? I know you do. I know you do, bro. You could tell it wasn't done right. I know you feel some type of way, don't you? You feel some type of way, don't you? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And now you see, you realize why I don't deal with these Americans. Now you see what I'm talking about, don't you? Now you see what I'm saying. Why people thought I was being corny and just trying to fight against the grain or whatever. I don't know what you thought. Now you see what I'm talking about, though. Now you see what I'm talking about, though, don't you? Yeah, yeah. See, the prophet basically is ahead of everybody. That's what it is. I knew eventually you was going to catch up to feeling the same way about this country that I do. See, now if you were smart, you had an opportunity to see already. You see little hintations already. You had an opportunity to be with me early in this situation. Now look at you. No credibility, coming back to me like an old beat up dog. Well, you now realize what I was doing was right. Now you wish you wouldn't have messed with me. Now you wish you would have let me do it. Oh yeah, you wish you would have let me do it now. You wish you would have let me do it. I ain't corny like y'all. I'm real. I'm real. I'm in the right position I'm supposed to be in. I'm surprised. I'm sorry you thought I was fake. I'm sorry you thought what you heard was real. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm in a real position. I'm in the right position, and you know it, don't you? How I'm gonna be fake? I'm in this special position. Man, come on, make that make sense. And you in this lame position, but you real. But you're real. But you're real. Okay, why you in that lame position? You tell me, because I would have never been in your position under any circumstance. Nope. Because I would have had to have real good evidence that this person was some deviant or whatever you was talking about. I would have had to have real. And even then, I would have still said, well, he ain't got no charges. Ain't no charges. I'm still not doing nothing. Long as he don't do nothing around here. Long as he don't do nothing to these kids around here, I don't care. Cause y'all ain't got no charges and he ain't doing nothing. He been in New York way too long, doing nothing to nobody for me to do something about it. If he came up here and then he got history up here of doing stuff, okay, then I might say something. But if he came up here and been up here all this time in New York with all these people, all these little girls and boys and people, and he ain't got not one shred of anything going on, never. If anything, people approaching him, he's never approaching anybody, right? No, that's a no. That's a negative. Nothing's gonna happen over here. He's been up here in New York too long, too many people for him to be some kind of sexual deviant. And he's seen all these people and then he ain't do nothing to nobody. See, that's a retarded person that would think anything differently. Because see, I'm smart enough to know with all these people in New York, something would have happened. Something would have happened if he was a weirdo. Especially if he in between living places and homeless up here and nothing happened. Come on, now that's ridiculous. No. You've been played, bro. That's what happened to you. You got played. Now you got to look into who he really is and what he really do. Because you don't see nothing there, right? So the smart person gonna say, okay, there's nothing there, so I gotta go over here and see what he really do. You see the trouble you in, right? Then when you see what I really do, you see I got a kid. You see I've been married. Oh, I'm pretty sure you seen the women that I was with in New York. Pretty sure you heard the history. You don't know the history? Huh? I don't want for no woman, buddy. That's one thing I don't want for is no woman. I ain't never wanted for no woman. I can have one right now if I wanted one. I ain't never wanted for no woman, buddy. Now you a bum. You a sucker. Me, I ain't never wanted for no woman, and I just longed for a woman that couldn't have one. Not too long. Not too long. On the strength of the obvious things, I might not get the full package, but just longing for a woman, and they ain't never been me, bro. They ain't never been me. When I settle in anywhere, in any city, I'm gonna give me a woman if I want one. That's me, little buddy. Now, see, you listen to these dumb, retarded white Americans and these ignorant black folks, they gonna tell you all kind of cartoon stories. Teddy Ruxpin. You Teddy Ruxpin, ain't you? You the female version of Teddy Ruxpin, ain't you? Remember the little talking bear? You Teddy Ruxpin, ain't you? You remember Teddy Ruxpin? You Teddy Ruxpin, ain't you? I knew you looked familiar. That's Teddy Ruxpin. That's Miss Teddy Ruxpin. You Miss Teddy Ruxpin. She Miss Teddy Ruxpin, ain't she? She got on a little hair thing. Got a little. She Miss Teddy Ruxpin, ain't she? Hey, listen, you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You shouldn't even be playing with me at all. You deserve it. I don't feel bad at all. Miss Teddy Ruxpin, ain't she? Talking bear. That's what's wrong with you. Been talking so much. You need to sit back and listen. You too scared to listen because you know it's gonna put you in the right reality, don't you? You know you listen too hard, it's gonna put you in the real reality. You too scared to listen. Hey, that's real. They too scared to really listen to the truth. You too scared to listen to the truth. You know that's right. That's right. I'm saying it just like it is. You too scared to listen to the truth. That's the truth. Sitting up here playing around grown folks. That's the first. Hey, that's how I know you missing something wrong with you. If you are black, there's something wrong with you. In that part, you might be black, but something wrong with you. Sitting up here playing with a grown man. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no black people you know do nothing like that. No. Ain't no black people you know gonna do nothing like that. No. Them people are off. And they off. And I guarantee you their family gonna tell you they off too. You say spiritual, I say off. Just like you say gangsters, you say they gangsters, I say they a lot of these people out here bipolar. Talking about they thugs. No, you ain't no thug, you bipolar, bro. You bipolar. Them dudes walking around yelling at everybody. Bipolar, bro. You bipolar. Well, I thought he had turn up. I thought he was hardcore. Hardcore bipolar. Hardcore need medication. He hardcore needing medication. He hardcore needing medication, bro. He needs hardcore medication. Hey, he need hardcore medication, no. Hey, he needs hardcore medication, don't he? Yes, he does. He needs hardcore medication. Hey, you can use that for yourself, bro. They out here needing hardcore medication. That's what you need. Hey, these females too. They need hardcore medication. That's what it is, bro. I'm telling you. All you had to do, show some respect. But see, that's too hard for some people because you know what? They feel like you got to bow down to them. Imagine that. Imagine that. I got all this wisdom. I told you about Charlotte. I told you why they fell off. That's for all of New York. Y'all got family down there in Charlotte. I showed you why Charlotte fell off. I showed you about your own shit, your own roots. Your own roots. Charlotte didn't know how to submit to nobody. That's why they didn't make it. You can't you listen, but you know black people, but you can't tell the story of Charlotte. Tell the story of Charlotte. Huh? What's the story of Charlotte? You supposed to be black. You supposed to know these politics. What's the story of Charlotte? Charlotte, North Carolina. What's their story? Huh? What's their story? You know what their story is? They didn't know how to submit. That's their story. That's the story of Charlotte. The people that did not know how to submit to nobody. They didn't submit to Atlanta. They didn't submit to nobody. Now it's the last days, and Charlotte didn't make it. Ain't no need to do nothing now. It's too late. I don't deal with suckers, man. Stay out my way. Charlotte didn't make it because they don't know how to submit to nobody. I hate to tell you. For all you New Yorkers that got family in Charlotte, want me to tell you why they didn't make it? Because Charlotte don't know how to submit to nobody. I talk big dog language, buddy. Charlotte don't know how to submit to nobody. Yeah, they supposed to submit to Atlanta. They supposed to submit to Atlanta. Charlotte didn't do nothing. You know why? They don't know the art of submission. I know I'm right. Tell me why Charlotte didn't become nothing. All that potential. Potential never fulfilled. Okay. Charlotte didn't make it. I'm gonna tell you why. Charlotte didn't make it because they didn't submit to Atlanta or New York. That's what happened. That's all it is. You can't be mad at me. Hey, listen, hey. It is what it is, bro. They ain't submit to nobody. That's what happened. See, you ain't got to worry about me, buddy. What you need to worry about is this country. You need to worry about the Trump administration. That's what you need to worry about. I'm pretty sure you know that. I'm pretty sure you know that. You ain't got to worry about me. You got to worry about this Trump administration. Yeah. So, you know, we changed the streets. They can't compare us to nobody, man. That's what the problem is. They scared because now you bit off more than you could chew. You thought I was some little lame that you'll sweep under the rug and it'll be through. Now you see it ain't that easy. You know why it ain't that easy? Because God is on my side, buddy. Let me explain something. Let me explain something to you. This is where it gets tricky. This is where it gets tricky, brother. This is where it gets real tricky. Even if I was a lame and I knew God, you'll be in the same trouble you in right now. Hold up, buddy, listen. Even if I was in the street, I ain't know nothing about the streets at all, right? I ain't know nothing about the streets. If I had worked up my spirituality to this level that I'm on, this ain't got nothing to do with the streets, right? This is all spirituality. So if I work this spirituality like I have been working it, I wouldn't have to have nothing to do with the streets, and y'all still be dead just like you dead now. This ain't got nothing to do with the streets, in the other words. This is above the streets. We changed the streets. The streets ain't changed this. The streets can't do what we doing. That's why everybody trying to manipulate to make the streets look like they still matter, and they don't. Because what you're gonna really realize, I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna realize. This ain't towards nobody personal. Because I would say it if it was. The streets is not gonna be able to hang on in the days ahead, bro, and look relevant. The streets ain't even gonna be able to look relevant. Let alone these lanes. The streets, what the streets gonna look like with Maduro and the borough? What they look like right now? Anything that's going on in the streets right now, it pales in comparison, doesn't it? To Maduro, the president, right here in Brooklyn. You think about what they doing, this average, everyday, same stuff they doing. They ain't doing nothing differently. Man, come on, man. They ain't doing nothing differently, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All the people gonna disrespect us, man, is listen, it ain't even the streets. I'm telling you what it is. It's these witchcraft people that try to speak for the streets. That's 7 out. You listen, we know the difference. We know the streets ain't gonna say nothing about nobody like me, buddy. You know why? Because I got too many principles. And you trying to read through it and you can't see through it. You can't call me no con, but a con how? A con based on reality? I got all these numbers in reality. How I'm a con? I'm a human being, but where's the con at? I got all these numbers. I'm sending thousands of dollars to Jamaica. What you sending to Jamaica? And that's and another thing is too, man. I'm telling you what's wrong with these secret society. First of all, man, you sizing me up with gay people. I'm not a gay man. Okay? I'm telling you I'm not a gay man. So stop sending gay boys in my face like that's my lane. That's his lane. I'm not a gay boy. And there ain't no way in the world I'm gonna be considered a gay boy if I ain't getting the benefits of a gay boy and I ain't getting the pleasures of a gay boy. I ain't getting no money of a gay boy, right? I ain't getting no pleasures of a gay boy. And I'm living the right way, but I'm gonna be considered a gay boy and I'm living better than these people out here living. And I ain't getting the benefits of being a gay boy, but I'm a gay boy. You tripping. Imagine that. That's what the real one gonna tell you. If I ain't living that way, then you ain't gonna call me for living that way. You ain't gonna say I'm living that way if I ain't getting the benefits of living that way. Because I know what the benefits are. And if I ain't getting the benefits of living that way, you ain't finna sit up and tell me I'm gay. I ain't living that way. I ain't getting nothing from it. Right. Now if you getting money from it, you living, you getting off the streets from it, everything like that. That's a different situation, right? I'm not condoning it at all. What I'm saying is, if I'm suffering to live right for Jesus, you think I'm gonna still let people play with me like I'm in a gay lane and I'm living for Jesus? That's what I'm trying to show. That's the corny part. That already from day one, already from the first movement. That's where you corny at right there. You gotta bring real men my way, and you ain't got them. You ain't got no heterosexuals. That's what we talking about. Bring heterosexual men. Real men that pay bills. Not bums. Men that pay bills. Cause look, they gonna. I'm gonna tell you why men that pay bills. Cause they gonna break it down to practical life, man. While you tripping off of whatever you tripping off of. I'm gonna talk to somebody who in the real world, who doing real things in the real world. And when I tell them that y'all marrying children in America, that the real man that lives in the real world, guess what? He don't want nothing to do with what you talking about, buddy. He lived too deep in the real world to entertain anything you talking about. That's how you know they bums. You know how I know? Because look what your mind is on. Look what your mind is on, buddy. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to look. I don't fear nobody, bro. But let me tell you something. I ain't gonna let no gay boy challenge me, bro. It's not cause you gay. It's cause we in two different lanes. That's why. And I know you ain't gonna get no respect from them straight dudes I get respect from. You ain't gonna get no respect from people I get respect from. That's bottom line. Now, go get that respect, then come back talk to me. That's fair enough to say. Just like a female. If a female ain't getting my level of respect, is it fair to me to be compared to that woman? No, it's not fair. Because she not getting my level of respect. She can just play around with me and then she on my level. How would you feel? Somebody can just shimmy around and they on your level. That part. Nah, man. That's why I am the way I am. That's what we talking about. Numbers. Real numbers. They ain't got no numbers. We ain't, listen. You ain't got no numbers. We ain't entertaining none of that. We know they tight, bro. You want to instigate stuff. I'm not that dude to instigate with. Okay, I know you're tight. Ignorant black people. Ignorant black people. That's what it is. I got just what you need. I got what you need. Think it's a game if you want to. I got exactly what you need, buddy. As long as you don't try me, you can play all them little games. But guess what? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. That's all I'm talking about. Boom. That's how it's supposed to be. They lost in the world. That's all it is. Lost in the world. That's what it is. You lost in the world, buddy. I'm not. See, I grew up. Other people didn't. They ain't grow up, man. I grew up. I'm a grown man. And see, there's a boy level of streets, and it's a man's level of the streets. If you in the streets, as a man, it's different from when you was a kid, right? Right. Yeah. Now look at what level they on as far as street stuff. Is it of a boy? Is it of a boy or a girl? Women or men? You can't put no fear in me, bro. That's kid stuff. That's what I'm saying. See, the truth is, you just don't want to accept. You stepped on the wrong people's toes. So all the information ain't gonna never make me look like a lame. Never. It's not. What you don't want to accept, you play with the wrong person. That's it. That's the truth. That's the truth. Whether I was in the streets or not, it don't matter. It don't matter. You played with God's people and you gonna suffer for that reason. That's it. And that ain't got nothing to do with the streets. So it could have been a whole nother scenario where I'm just a man of God. Ain't gonna talk about nothing about the streets. You can say I'm fraudulent, and the only thing you see is a Christian, right? Right. You keep playing with that Christian, this is what you get. That's it. And then one minute I'm talking about what, don't worry about what I'm talking about. That's your problem. I'm not your child. That's what you gotta understand. Don't try to worry about every little thing I'm doing. You do that with your children. Yeah, you do that with your children. You don't come around me telling me every little thing I'm doing, watching everything. That's what you thought. Listen, only a lame you can play with like that. You can't play. You thought you could. You thought you tried to, but you see what you got? Do you see what you got out of it? That's what I'm talking. So you couldn't do it in actuality. You thought you could do it. But see, we even find out who real is spirituality. Okay, do you think you really could do what you're doing right now? No, you can't. You can't do it and get away with it. Look what's happening to you. See, I can show you I'm real in more than one way. I took real to spirituality. Right or wrong. The real should be proud of me because I took real to spirituality. Well, I'm making you pay. You don't see it that way. What way do you see it? I'm making you pay. What you mean? What you mean? I'm fake. I'm making you pay in real life. Just like the real makes you pay in real life. I'm making you pay in real life. That's all I'm saying. So man, look, man, any of these dudes you trying to bring my way to size me up, bro, listen, man, that's why I get weapons. That's why I stay with weapons and everything. Cause me, listen, for me, that's a trigger. That's a trigger to a challenge to a real man. Like what people really want to do. You know what I mean? As opposed to this diva stuff that these gay dudes do. That diva stuff, miss me with that, bro. See, you thought I was gay. Cause you simple-minded. The way you know somebody's gay is their psychology. You can tell not. You can tell I don't have no psychology. I done had a gay dude tell me I'm not gay. I had somebody that was old school gay told me I wasn't gay. So I can tell you that. I don't need to listen to nobody else. I don't care about what a woman is talking about. I don't care about. I'm listening to a man that lived that lifestyle. He told me, no, you ain't gay. We wasn't talking about it. He just volunteered this information. So, you know, because it's all in the psychology. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. But I'm not worried about it if that's what you're thinking. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I just came from a woman. Who the last person I had sex with? A woman. Down in North Carolina. Now you can critique it all you want, but the bottom line is, who the last person I had sex with? Tells you everything you need to know, buddy. Who the last person I had sex with? It was a woman, wasn't it? Okay. That's all you need to know. Now, how she look and how she wear her hair and all this corny stuff. Listen, I don't care about it. It's all corny. All the descriptions of who she is corny to me. What we looking at is she was a woman, right? Cornball's gonna be stuck on whatever else. A grown man looking at that's a woman, right? Okay, how long he knew her? Okay, for over 14 years. Okay, so it makes sense that now she's up in age, but he knew her 14 years ago, which means he chose her for how she looked 14 years ago. Back in 2011. Okay, so he was with her back in 2011? Okay, so he chose her based on how she looked from back in 2011, not now. He chose her for her age back in 2011, not the age she is now. See, you didn't know my business. Now you know that I didn't meet her at the age she is now. I met her back in 2011. Now it makes more sense, doesn't it? Yes, it does. But you listen, I'm gonna tell you something. That's why we bringing war against you, because for some reason you think you deserve to be in my business, and none of y'all do. You don't do nothing for me. You don't do enough for me to be in my business. That's how I see it. Well, I mean, I feel like I owe only somebody who supports me an explanation for what they support. If you don't support me financially, and all you can do is show what the government, this is the government stuff right here. Okay, so this is on American soil. This has nothing to do with you. So I know you ain't trying to take credit for this bomb situation. This is the American government property and all of this stuff. Okay, so then you ain't got nothing to do with this property or nothing to do with what goes on here. Now go talk to these ignorant folks and make them feel like you doing something for them in this little bum building. This is American soil. You are here basically as a servant in America. That's basically what you all are. You're all servants. That's what you are. Okay? You ain't doing nothing for me, in other words. Okay, I'm just keeping 100 with you. You might think you are standing around like it's your efforts. You're doing nothing for me. Okay? This is American soil. This is why this is happening. You ain't got nothing to do with it. But they'll sit around and act like it's them that's letting you use the microwave. It's us that's letting you do this. It's us that you ain't doing nothing for me. So how do you think you supporting me? If anything, you're a problem. Okay, that's the truth. You ain't supporting me. Black people, listen. Let me explain something. Everybody here is becoming, as far as race, less irrelevant every day. You know why? Because it's more important things to worry about than race. We don't care about all of that stuff. Don't you see where it's going? Where black people ain't gonna be talking about fighting for rights and stuff, fighting for this and fighting for that. The whole community gonna be destroyed. You're gonna be swallowed up with everybody. Everybody gonna be swallowed up in chaos and destruction. Which means all this race stuff is about to fade away. to nothing but war and destruction. The Bible said it was going to happen. The Bible said this time was going to come. It's only people that's stupid about it, man. I'm telling you, the only people that's stupid about it is people that don't believe in the word of God. That's why we know most of it ain't good black people. It ain't good black people. It's these witchcraft weirdos that wolves in sheep clothing. The sheep clothing is they black. Oh, that's it right there. That's 7 out. Yeah, the sheep clothing. You know how I said wolves in sheep clothing? Well, you never thought about what the sheep clothing is. You know what the sheep clothing is? They the same color as you. They a wolf, a black African American wolf that ain't got no intentions of us getting together. They ain't got nothing. They don't want nothing. Listen, they don't want no peace. All they want is evil and witchcraft. That's all they want. That's a wolf in sheep clothing. They got the same wool as you. They woolly like you. They got an afro like you. It's a wolf in sheep clothing. They got dreads like you. It's a wolf in sheep clothing. But the truth is, the spirit is an evil spirit that don't want peace and don't care about peace. They just want their way to live gay. And guess what? Ain't nobody even in your way. I ain't in your way of you living gay, buddy. Listen, don't flatter yourself. I will never make a full campaign about no gay people in these times we live in, where Maduro is in the borough. But I'm talking about gay people. Come on, man, stop playing. Stop playing with me, bro. I don't care about none of that stuff no more. And it comes full circle to my message. It's all irrelevant. That stuff is irrelevant. Nobody cares. I don't care about nobody's sexual orientation in 2026. I don't care what color you are, because most of you are wolves in sheep clothing. Which means you have the appearance of the sheep, which is the black people. You got the woolly hair. You got the dreads. You got all the whole look of a sheep. But you're a wolf. You have no intentions of peace. You have no intentions of bringing the community together. All you want to do is selfish things that you want to do and how you want to do it and how you want the world to be according to your mentality. But you don't consider the whole community. You don't consider the whole. We already know that. You don't. This is good right here. You don't consider all the other sheep that has nothing to do with you. And what will be good for everybody? You know what will be good for everybody? You to get out the way. Stop playing games. Stop acting like you represent the sheep. You are a wolf. And I call it how I see it. You know how I know? Because of your mentality. Your mentality tells me you're a wolf in sheep clothing. See, you didn't realize what the clothing was. The sheep clothing. The sheep clothing is they look like you. You thought, oh, they're going to be disguised with a little outfit. Think about it. It's the sheep clothing is they look just like another sheep. They look just like you. They got to look like you. Think about it. In order for them to be a wolf in sheep clothing, they got to look like the rest of the sheep. They got to look like you. But check the spirit where they ain't got no real intentions of preserving black people's lives, and that's a lie. They ain't got no intentions of helping black people for real and telling the truth. No, they don't. That's a wolf in sheep clothing. They just gonna come out and use being African. But the truth is, behind that, you all about Satan. That's the truth. Tell the truth. The truth is you into witchcraft. The truth is you into black magic. So all you are doing is using the sheep clothing to appear to be black, but your spirit is witchcraft. And that makes you a wolf in sheep clothing. That's all you are. Because witchcraft ain't going to save the community. Witchcraft, let's just settle it. Witchcraft is not going to save America. And that's the bottom line. Witchcraft ain't going to save America, buddy. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So you ain't fooling nobody. We know you're a wolf in sheep clothing. And see, black people, that's why I got to do a message about this. You need to hear this more than anybody else. All these people walking around here acting like they they so black and they in touch with being Nubian is foolishness. Because the truth is, when you really talk to them, guess what they're going to want to do? They're going to want to talk about witchcraft. That's what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to talk about the devil and Satan and all of this stuff. You just ain't got to that level. That's what it is. So once you realize that, what? What then? What then, buddy? What then? You're gonna depart. You're going to leave them alone. You know why? Because you realize that ain't your spirit. That ain't how your mama raised you. See, it's a new type of African American that really don't want to serve God. They don't want to serve God. You know what they want to do? They want to practice witchcraft. That's all it is. So they gonna play with acting like, oh, well, we all the same. No, we not. No, we not. You got sheep clothing, but the truth is you serve the devil. And that's what you want to do. And so once we settle in and get to know you, that's what you're going to be about. That's all you're going to be about. You're going to be about satanic witchcraft rituals, vibrations, chakras, all this stuff. Salt baths. That's all you're going to be talking about. See, we just didn't get that far with you. They didn't get that far with you. I'm already that far. I already know. If we gave you a chance, all you're going to talk about is the devil. That's all you're going to talk about, buddy. That's all you're going to talk about. All you're going to talk about is the devil. That's it. That's all you're going to talk about. That's all you're waiting to do. So me being smart as I am, I already know that. See, the other black people didn't get that far to see that you actually are just a wolf. You ain't going to be what we need to survive. See that part right there? See that part? They're not going to be what we need to survive. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line, right? Why they gaslighting downstairs? You can't be serious, bro. Listen, that's a wolf. Those are wolves in sheep clothing. I'm going to do a whole video about this. Because it's not just witchcraft people. It's these rappers. It's these gangbangers. Wolves in sheep clothing. That's what you are. That's all it is. Because when you make it to the next conversation, that's why I'm so glad I thought about this. When you make it to the next conversation, all it's going to be about is witchcraft. That's what the conversation going to be. You don't know because you didn't get to that next conversation. All they going to tell you is, oh yeah, this is a sellout. This is an Uncle Tom type of dude. Yeah, he an Uncle Tom. But you ain't. But you selling out. You listen. But you selling out. You killing the people. What's worse than the Uncle Tom? People who play with black people. Bob Marley said this. I'm not on the black man's side. I'm not on the white man's side. I am on God's side. Bob Marley. What they say about Bob Marley? They said he was a white. The Jamaicans said he was a white boy. Dark-skinned Jamaicans picking on Bob Marley when he was young. Look what he became. Yes, I know the history. And see, I just went downstairs and he don't think I heard him. He calling me what? A pedophile. You couldn't prove it. You couldn't prove it though. But I proved your country is marrying children. See, that's how good I am. I just called him. See, you think you're on a higher level than me, buddy. You out your mind. You dreaming. Now, see, he gonna be cursed for that. He gotta pay for it. That's a green light on them, all of them down there. Oh yeah, it is. It ain't my fault. Listen, hey, God got that, buddy. It ain't my fault. Oh, it ain't my my fault. See them lames down there, man. That listen, I'm gonna tell you what they thought. You're gonna trip when you hear what they thought. Guess what they thought? They thought they would play this game where it's good versus evil. Right. But really, this is where the scripture comes in. We don't fight against flesh and blood. We fight against higher ranking spirits. They too low rank for us to play with them. But a lame boy, I don't care how they look. They can have muscles. They can have a big head. A lame boy is going to think something different. I'm just telling you, that's what it is. That's why it don't make sense for how you move. You know how you move and you know what's real and how the spirit, what you used to, right? Why I'm fitting how you move, but I'm just on another level, right? You can feel it though, right? It's clinking in with all the real stuff. Show me where they click in. Where they check in. Where that stuff check in right there. It don't check in, do it? It don't check in where real ones do it. Man, come on, bro. This dude gaslighting when I'm coming down the stairs like I'm new to this, man. Talking somebody pedophile. Okay, bro, listen. Bro, you gaslighting. You want me to feel, that's an amateur level. I've been through this years and years. I've been through this too many years for me not to know what I'm talking about. But I just want you to know you're going to pay for it. You can't say it to my face. You ain't going to say it to my face. And we know that. You can't even look me in my face. So, that's a boy to me. You know what I'm saying? That's a boy. You see how I am, man. Look, man, it's just, so, that's a boy to me, bro. That's a boy. You think we in high school. See, it's some black people didn't grow up, bro. I'm serious. That's why they still act like that. Because they didn't grow up, man. I'm telling you, they didn't. And they messed up the whole community. They the ones that did it. We talking about Maduro and the borough. And they can't get on, bro. That's all it is. You listen, the truth is you mad because you can't get on. Because you ain't relevant no more. We don't care about that. We don't care about it. They can't get in. That's what they mad about. Now you look like the lame we all knew you was. We all knew you was a lame. And you can't hide behind witchcraft. You are a wolf in sheep clothing. You don't got no good intentions for black people. You don't got no good intentions for black people. If you get down to conversation with them, they're gonna be talking about witchcraft and satanic rituals and all type of satanic information. That's all they're gonna be talking about. That's why the Freemasons can't really tell you what they about, because they gonna come and present all this stuff like they about the community, right? Right, same thing. But then when you get down to the crust of what they stand for, you gonna see they all about something else. Workers, he's going to start destroying their families in Jesus Christ. And that's just how it go, bro. That's just how it go. That's just how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to die, listen. You got a death wish? I'm the right guy, bro. Because like I told people at the beginning of this video, I done been around people that call real bodies, bro. You are just a witchcraft bozo. And we know it. We call it how it is. It ain't the streets. It ain't nothing else with it. How we know it ain't the streets? Because you don't got no principles of the streets. How's the streets and ain't no principles? Make it make sense, bro. It ain't the streets. I talk principles, don't I? Okay, so you can say, okay, I can take that and run with it. I can take that and do something. Show me how they the streets. So they not the streets. Let's scratch that. Okay, so we got to pull them out the streets. They ain't got nothing to do with the streets. Right or wrong. This is how you're supposed to do it. This is how a judge and referee is supposed to do it. Pull them out the streets. We don't care how black they are. We don't care what they talking about in the past. We looking at right now. They got any street principles, rules and regulations? Pull them out the streets. Okay, now they out the streets. What are they next? They not Christians, right? Okay, scratch that. Scratch. They can't be with God. They ain't with God. Scratch that. What is it then? It's homosexuality, lesbianism, and black magic, and drugs, and that's it. That's all it is. Half of them people downstairs are homosexuals, and they are intimidated by us because they are burning in their pants to have sex with each other. And the funny thing is, nobody's stopping them. I'm not stopping you, buddy. If that's what you want to do, listen, buddy, knock yourself out. I'm not stopping you because I'm at the point now where I leave the wicked as they are. I'm not talking to them. I'm not talking to you. You see, you waiting for me to try to talk to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm eating my food. I'm eating my peas, and I'm a grown man out my way. Now, when something happened to you for putting your mouth on me when you didn't think I heard you coming downstairs, listen, buddy, I'm not your plaything, buddy. I'll wash away 1 million people just like you. That's why I'm cursing the black community right now. You know why? Because of people like you. You use so many black people. We had to curse the black community. I had to. They use so many black people, whoever it is, we had to curse the whole community. That's why they're going to suffer. I'm fasting against them right now. I'm fasting against black people, white people, Hispanics, and Latino Americans. Not all of them. Those who are Christians, I'm not fasting against you, obviously. That's common sense. But these black folks, outside of God's kingdom, I'm fasting against you. And this is why. Because of all those people y'all got in position right there downstairs. For that reason, I'm cursing your whole tribe. You understand? You already know I'm credible, right? So you're not tripping on. Listen, you think it's an empty threat? You already know better than that, bro. You already know better than that. You already know better than that. Okay, so they got y'all cursed. So just in case you thought I was out there on my own, no. I'm just hating you for no reason. Nah, they stepped out there playing with me on witchcraft. Not because they found something credible. They ain't find nothing credible on me. This is a person who think they're being evil by saying things they know that is not true. That's part of the persona of a witch. They gonna lie and they think it's cool to lie. They think they're being witchy because I'm making up lies. Okay, but we're destroying your community. Yo, listen, we're doing way more than you're doing. It's not comparable. You're not relevant. I keep telling you. And this is the way we're going to make sure. This is the way God's going to make sure. Correction, this is the way God's going to make sure they're not relevant. Because what's going to be happening in the world, even right now with Maduro in the boroughs, right? Maduro in the boroughs, that makes them irrelevant. The more stuff that happens in the world, they're going to become less and less relevant in our world. Ain't nobody going to want to hear about that. The whole culture ain't going to care nothing about it. Most of the culture right now is talking about Maduro. I'm talking about the big dogs. All we think about is Maduro in Brooklyn. All the energy is all eyes is on Brooklyn right now. If he's still here, if they ain't transferred him somewhere else. All eyes are still on Brooklyn. We ain't thinking nothing about that washed up stuff they were doing. They've been doing, these secret society people been doing. We ain't worried about you calling me no pedophile. We don't care nothing about that. I got women that can vouch for me for what I do. But you ain't got no children that can tell you that somebody did to them when I was 18. Go find kids that said I did something to them. That's what you're supposed to be. Well, listen, if I was a pedophile, then why you can't find no kids to confirm it? Well, I was over 18 and they was kids. Go 18, that would mean you had to go past 1999. Go find some kids that I've been with since 1999. And on up to now, to the present time. Show me some kids I was with. That was kids. Show me the kids. Listen, man, let me tell you something, sucker. Y'all are going to suffer tremendously to your last breath. Okay? Listen, I don't care. I know the only reason you're saying something because you're mad. You're mad and you're frustrated that you're dying already. And you think I'm some nice little guy. I'm not a nice guy. I'm a righteous person. But am I nice? I don't know about that. But I know I'm a righteous man, right? I know I fight. I know I fight back. All right, and that's what you should be most concerned about. I'm about to send $1 million. I'm about to send $1 million down to South America. What you doing? Huddled around the front desk. Huddled around that heifer that can't stand on her own that come up here talking. Listen, that's what. Listen, what you you supposed to be protecting her. Listen, don't worry about it. Listen, you ain't got to worry about me. Listen, doing nothing to it. As long as she don't step out of pocket in my face, she ain't got nothing to worry about. Listen, and we know she ain't gonna do that, so she ain't got nothing to worry about. She got to worry about God. That's what she got to worry about. You and her got to worry about God, and ain't nothing you can do about it. You use that heifer to come up here talking to me. Listen. She got what she deserved. She a heifer. That's all she is. I know I ain't the first person to call her that. She ain't nothing but a heifer. And that's in the South. We call them heifers. Hey, she a heifer, ain't she? That's all I'm telling you. Stay out my way, bro. If they started another war, though, they shouldn't have put their mouth on me just now. Oh, yeah, man. Come on, man. Listen, bro. Listen. I don't play these cartoon games, man. They just started another war. I can't help it. You start another war, bro. I mean, that's how I move. Bro. You start another war. Right? I mean, what's the difference? You don't never get used to that when you let people call you a pedophile or something crazy and they couldn't prove it, and you don't never get used to that. That started another war right there. Man, yeah, what you thought? Oh, you thought I'd be gay again by now, didn't you? Well, let me tell you something, buddy. Everybody ain't trying to be gay. And you know what else I found out? I found out some people that's gay, that you call gay, don't even want to be gay, bruh. I found some people that don't even want to be gay. I met this one gay dude, and he looked gay as they come. I mean, he had this, I don't know how to describe it, man. You know, he had the slender gay look, the skinny gay boy kind of look. And just how he carried himself. You know what he told me? This was here in New York. He said, me being gay was the worst mistake I made in my life. This was a gay dude. He was certified gay. I'm talking about certified. Well, you just know, right? This dude told me, man, to my face, man, let's see, my path is different from y'all's. You know what I'm saying? I done met a gay dude that say, look, man, me being gay was the worst decision I ever made in my life. Now, what you gonna say to that? This dude was gay the whole thing, bro. The whole thing. He was totally the whole thing, bro. This dude say, me being gay was the worst decision I made in my life. You know what I'm saying? See, what you think I'm gonna think when I hear this kind of stuff? No, see, you heard all the other stuff, didn't you? You ever met a gay dude that say that's the worst mistake he made in his life? This dude was in fact, he was a counselor. This dude was a gay counselor. That part. That's like a dude rooted in it, you know what I mean? He gonna go counsel other gay people. That part. He gonna go counsel other gay people. He was a gay counselor. This dude told me out his own mouth, I promise you, listen, I didn't say nothing to make him feel any way. I didn't say nothing to him. I didn't say nothing about being gay. I didn't look. Me and him was hanging out. I was hanging with the dude. You know what I mean? And I accepted him as he was. He just volunteered this information. He said I wish me being gay was the worst decision I ever made in my life, man. He said me being gay was the worst decision I ever made in my life. I'm sitting here, just me and him one-on-one. And I'm just listening to this dude. Now, what opinion would you form? What opinion would you form of homosexuality? See, some Christians, you ain't heard this. Listen, you ain't go ever in your lifetime probably be in no situation like that. But I myself have moved around so much, man. That's part of it. That's really part of it, man. That I've traveled so much that I've seen it all. I've seen the balance in the force. I've seen people that this person said he ain't even want to. It was the worst decision. And I'm talking about he was older than me too. So he wasn't no young little dude. He was older than me, And he was a counselor. So that means he was talking to other gay people about being gay and coming to terms. Think about that kind of stuff. He was counseling other gay people. He said it's the worst decision I'm glad I'm sharing this story. Because this sums up, this drops bombs on all these lames around here. You know what I'm saying? This dude said it was the worst decision he ever made in his life. He was almost crying too. Oh, how could I forget that part? He was almost like he was about to cry. Like, being gay was the worst decision I made in my life. Like that. And bro, listen bro, I said nothing to him. I didn't say nothing to him, I promise you. Yo, I said nothing. I was hanging with him. I ain't say nothing after way to him. To where he should have felt apprehensive about being gay. I was chilling with him. I had bought him some Hennessy, everything. I'm that type of dude. If I got it, listen, and I'm trying to have a good time, it's going to be both of us going to have a good time, right? I bought him his own Hennessy. I had a bottle of Hennessy. He had a bottle of Hennessy. I bought him some Chinese food. I had Chinese food. And I think it was that day, he was like, or it was one of the days in between, but like he'll tell you, man, I bought him Hennessy, everything, man. Like, man, listen, I'm real. A lame can't do that, man. Listen, I show love. I come through love. Yo, I bought him some Hennessy. Yo, what you want? What you want to drink? You want Hennessy? I get you some Hennessy. I got some Hennessy. Me and him were drinking on Hennessy. He had his own bottle. I had my own bottle. Like that. Straight out the bottle. Drinking out the bottle, buddy. Listen, man, that's all I'm saying, bro. Listen, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. And what you talking about? What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? What you talking about, bro? Man, please, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. I live in real life. Some of these people are comfortable because they suckers in these fake fantasy worlds. I talk about, man, real life. Buying Henny for a dude, and he talking about, yo, man, me being gay was the worst decision I made in my life. This what he said. And this dude was a counselor, which means he probably talked to he was way more deeper in the gay community than you. Probably, most likely. I mean, he had more credibility. Let's keep it real. He was a gay counselor, gay counselor. He had more credibility. He probably talked to a lot of people that was gay to help them come to, you know, to help them to strive or whatever, you know, put them in the right direction. And this dude was telling me, yo, I'm telling you, this is exactly what he said. Being gay was the worst decision I made in my life. That's what he said. Now, mind you, he a counselor, so he looking at it like that. He looking at it like his decisions he made in his life and all of that. This dude is saying, this is the worst decision I made in my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's my story. You know what I'm saying? Your story may be, you never heard that before. Maybe you never heard it. Being gay, or maybe straight, you never heard. But this is, so then, how should I be? I'm not going to want to be gay if this guy over here is talking about this is the worst decision he made in his life. Think about it. Something he ain't telling me. He probably ain't telling me at all. But I gathered enough from his words to know that's probably not what I want to do. This dude was crying, bro. I mean, you know how you scrunch your face up. He was like, this is the baddest decision. Me being gay was the baddest decision. I'm not picking at it. This was real. You know what I'm saying? I respect. That's probably one of the realest things a gay person ever said to me. He was like, man, being gay was one of the worst decisions I ever made in my life. Like that. It was heartfelt, man. I couldn't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just listening. I'm just looking at the dude. I'm just looking at him and listening. You know what I'm saying? That's all. What can you do? You know what I mean? What can you say? You know? And, so, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, this person, I was on good terms with this person, everything, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's what he was like. You know, so, everybody got their different experiences and everything. That's why I just keep it factual, actual and factual, like I like to say. Actual and factual. I keep it actual and factual. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no other way to keep it. You know what I'm saying? We all like got our own levels of funk, man. Ain't nobody got it all. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you think you heard all the funk and you seen it all, somebody you know, life turns a corner on you. Then you find me, somebody you thought don't got no funk. He got more than you, and he got something you don't got. You know what I'm saying? That's life though. Life gonna show you ain't got it all, buddy. You know what I'm saying? See, I don't need to learn that lesson. You do. And you're going to find it out in spirituality. All that little dumb spirituality you got, listen, you're going to find out somebody else got more than you. You're going to find out the hard way. Because, see, one of the things about spirituality, this witchcraft stuff, they think they got it all. They think a Christian ain't nothing. Man, you can't think that tonight, as of tonight. You can't think that. You can't think you got it all, little buddy. You off your rockers, ain't you? You off your rockers, ain't you? Like white people say, you off your rockers, ain't you? You off your rockers, ain't you? You must be off your rockers. You off your rockers, ain't you? Hey, you off your rockers, ain't you, bro? You off your rockers. You think you got it all? You think you can play with God's kingdom? Maduro in the burrow. Maduro in the burrow. Maduro in the borough, bro. Right here in Brooklyn. And what you talk about? Oh, man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We talking about real life, man. Don't see, sooner or later, man, even everybody, even everybody gonna look at it like, nah, man, them dudes ain't relevant no more. We ain't trying to hear about this little corny stuff they on, man. Nah, we read between the lines on that, cause this real stuff popping off, man. Like Maduro in the borough, like he said, man, that's it for me. I'm not going any further. If you going any further with them people, bro, you're a special type of fly guy, ain't you? You're a special type of fly guy. You're a special fly guy. We're gonna label you like that. Like how you know how people say you got special needs? Well, you're a special fly guy. That's how we gonna jazz it up, man. We're gonna jazz it up. We're gonna say, that's a special fly guy, right? Them special fly guys down there, bruh. Don't pay him no attention. That's a special fly guy. He a special fly guy, that's all.